been a run in some of these, I guess, more boring names here. And I know it's slowed down a little bit, but you have to have it. Again, I'm not saying it's the most exciting thing in the world, but usually you want something like this in your portfolio. As far as the vaccine names go, like specifically, the news that comes from Moderna, we'll probably talk a little bit more about it. It just feels like that momentum, everyone already is generally accepting that, okay, we're going to need boosters. This isn't going anywhere, and that money is going to get made. So I think a lot of that is priced in, and maybe we're not going to see the same spikes off of news like that that we did in the past. But certainly, J&J, I think they're a good company, and definitely a good business in the midst of a tiny breakout. If this was doing volume today, like, it actually is a tradable setup, but I think 3,900 shares traded for J&J, and it's not going to be a big time mover for you. I think that's the kind of name that you can buy on dips pretty safely, especially when one of these gets range bound, like, you can buy on dips pretty safely, and then understand that when the market pulls back, it's not going to be as severe for you in a name like this. But not much of a day trade hero, but Moderna on the other end of the coin. Moderna is going to have day trades because that's where we're going also.
I love J&J. I'm happy to buy J&J for a very, very long time. It's not a huge percentage of the portfolio, but you can't ignore its 2.44% dividend yield. So I think that's something that you have to definitely look at here. Another big dividend yield is AbbVie. I absolutely love this name. This keeps getting upgraded all the time. This has been a monster. I loaded up this name like crazy at $60 down in the dumpster there of COVID. And, again, just a monster name, continues to work. Look at AbbVie over the last little while. It's just rocking, rolling. It's almost 5% dividend. It's actually 4.18% dividend right now. This monster continues to work. A lot in the pipeline here. Botox, so on and so forth. Botox is a sneaky play. It wasn't Allergan. Whoever it was, maybe it was Allergan. The big Botox company got Allergan. Okay. But 135 here, 136, nice little high side move for AbbVie. So I think if you want to get into something, this name continues to have some momentum. Forward PE of only 9, so this is a great stock. Like, some of these PEs we're talking about, like Palantir's is minus 81. This is a real company here. AbbVie, J&J, Pfizer. Oh, and you talked about that yearly shot. It just reminds me now, honestly, and I think this is what we're going to have to be in. And I'm no doctor, and I don't know if these guys at this J&J Healthcare conference are talking with their own book or not, like people that use Moderna say, hey, I need shots. But I just look at this now, honestly, with Omicron, Flumicron, what was the other Deltacron, that's the new one as well, that it looks like there's going to be something wrong for a very, very long time now. And I just kind of look at it like flu shots. I mean, people get flu shots every single year, right? So, and I kind of think that may be whether or not, sheep, whatever you want to say about the shots, things like that. This is not a show to talk about whether or not you should get vaccinated or not, but it wouldn't surprise me if there is some sort of a recommendation for a yearly shot. Every couple years, something like that. And what they were saying is once you get above 50, maybe it's time for more shots. So wow, I mean, I feel silly saying that stuff because I don't really know enough about it. But if that's the case, then it does put a little bit of a floor for Moderna, especially if they're going to be the ones producing said shots. So maybe you do get a nice little buying opportunity. I'd like to see Moderna just a little bit more, but around 190, 200 level might be a good buy for Moderna, especially if we are going to have to make those recommendations of more and more shots.
We'll keep an eye on both of those, obviously. That healthcare conference going on right now after those comments came out earlier on CNBC. I want to mention Robinhood quickly, guys, down here this morning. We can talk about the crypto angle here, but 2.7% for Robinhood. It was Piper Sandler cutting the price target on Robinhood to a street low today. This is already at, obviously, lows, guys, for Hood.
You have several factors. I mean, you already mentioned one with crypto in the midst of a bit of a pullback, so that's factor one for Robinhood. Factor two is the Fed valuations rates going up. Sort of factor three for them would be it's actually part of the Fed too, because if stimulus money comes out of the economy in general, that's it's what drove assets to the upside. So a lot of the bull runs we get are based on that, and that's always a positive for new investors and getting money into the markets, and that will definitely be good for Robinhood. So you have all of that, and then you throw in what is not an incredibly attractive looking chart. It hasn't even given you much of a consolidation just yet. Like it tried in December, and then we made fresh lows here just recently, and it's probably going to have to do the same thing again. I'm not a gigantic fan. If I had to pick, I like Coinbase. I think that's a little bit more. It's a direct play. I think on crypto, whereas you have this weird ancillary play here with Robinhood, and their account sizes are just incredibly tiny. With you try to compare it to like a Schwab or something like that, and I just don't necessarily see where this is going to work for them in the short term. They're exactly the kind of name that's going to get beaten up here, and there hasn't been a heck of a lot on the chart or the daily to even get you too excited. Even the bottom that we put in last week. Yeah, I mean, $15. If it would have tested and hold 15 on a dime and I saw a size buyer for whatever reason, sure, maybe there'd be a trade in. But shorting this on fades when it finds resistance, if you look here, I always kick myself. It's like, look at the level up here at 1875, 19. Like, that was multiple days where you could have had easy fades off that level and it never even broke 19 even. So I kind of look back and I'm saying, okay, 1750 looks like that. There's a chance 1650 turns into that this week. It's only touched there once since falling to the downside. But that's what I'm looking for on Robinhood, because that in December, there probably wasn't an easier trade than short every single pop and short every single resistance on Robinhood. And I think that could be a sort of a theme. And I'm always looking for different types of names. I don't think I've traded Hood in about half a month.
Get it all over with and just buy Coinbase. Like, honestly, Robinhood, I think if you want to get some exposure to this spot, I was lucky enough to get out of some Coinbase, but obviously not all of it, or else we'd be really, really happy. But, Coinbase is right down here to 225 again, right at the bottom. It's been an absolute falling night. And again, like, I know when people, I was just reading some comments on the chat, it's not like I think this is only a long market. I'm just thinking, like, if you do have a longer term perspective here, some of these prices, although can Coinbase go lower? Of course it can. I don't even want to check what the fee is on this one. They don't earn anything. So what's the point of even checking it out? But I mean, some of these names just continue to fall, like the Robinhood. I just think Coinbase has more of a street recognition than Robinhood. Robinhood, I think the average account on Robinhood is like $400 to $500, and that's not going to fly. Obviously, they're not going to be getting too much, cash from that, especially, with their free trading and things like that. And then now you get people, no one's excited about Dogecoin or Shiba Inu or anything like that anymore. And when that's 38 or 39% of your revenue from those two coins, you're not going to get a good bump from a stock like a Robinhood, let alone a Coinbase. So I think there's still problems here. And obviously, you have a stock like Hut that I've been trying to buy as well, that I've been buying, but not recently anyways. Down here where it's just fall. I think the last buy, I was buying it in Canadian dollars, but I think it's right around here, $7.58. And now, maybe a little bit. Again, it's something I'll find in but maybe it's around $7.50, something like that in the US side. And now you're falling even further as many of these altcoins continue to fall today, with crypto getting basically destroyed. And we're going to go over to some back and forth here with some upgrades and downgrades. But as you can see here, just Bitcoin down. It's not even updated. At 41,000 and change. There it is. 40,900, 3,000 flat almost for Ethereum. Forget about Tether. That's another thing that could come falling down. You can listen to some people. Solana 135 going down. Cardano 112. Ripple 73 cents. So yeah, there's really nothing. I mean, look at these 7 days here. And everyone's going to say, I told you crypto was a scam. You're still up thousands of percent on many of these coins year over year, but it's been a nasty 7-day movement here in the crypto space, down 20+%. So hey, if you are a Robinhood account holder or whatever, do not open up your account, because if you hold crypto there or any of these other, I was going to say shitcoins, but really there's so many stocks that are in that same kind of category right now, like a Clover, like Open Door, like a lot of these recent IPOs, that it's just a nasty market right now. So let's just move on and go over to Brendan and see who's been upgraded and downgraded.
Yeah, a few notable ones, guys, to throw out there this morning. Unity Software, interesting. BTIG with a upgrade and price target increase on Unity today, so we'll watch that. It is negative so far. Dell, KB Homes, the housing sector, home builders in general, pretty negative last week, so we'll see if we get a bounce. XL Energy, Nike, Chegg, Airbnb, interesting look this morning as well, pretty active in the pre-market, and LBS at the bottom.
Yeah, Airbnb catching the Piper Sandler downgrade there. And Friday was a pretty good day for Airbnb, but it's been a bit of a rough ride, and they just had this pullback off 175. Obviously, is a bit of a reopen play. I think you have a little bit of that going on for them. I like the business. I like the concept, and sometimes story isn't enough. I guess we're in an environment now, or at least we're probably going to be in the next couple of years, where story isn't going to be enough. But at some point, this is going to get interesting to pick up. Because it's actually on the move here, like anything moving more than a couple of percentage points there, that's a big cap. You're going to want to be watching today. And I think we're looking at this I'm looking at this 164. One of the things that I sort of started looking at, like maybe in the last quarter, was if there was a really significant level. And you look here, like look at the 164 support. It holds support for about a week and a half or so. And then when it gets broken into immediate resistance, then you get 1 day of price action where it essentially tries to break that level. And then you get a downgrade and then it gaps below it. It's almost as if, hey, forget about that, like that almost didn't happen. Throw it away and you go right back to the well of that 64. So that's a bit of a pop and fade for me. Here, Airbnb 160. If we're like $3 away from that, I only want to short it off of that level. But that's the kind of thing that I want to be able to see here. Like it's a clear, like failed nothing burger break in the afternoon, and then you're acting like it didn't happen here. So I just filed that away as resistance. You have a downgrade to boot as well. The market comes in looking weak. Now overall, it's not saying anything necessarily bad about the company. I do think they're going to work, and maybe there's a chance to pick this one up. My 200 period gets us back even further, because that's not there we go. Like you just broke that 200 period to the downside, like at these levels here, and I think you could work back into 150 with a support. So I'm looking for that fade, although we're $3 away from any kind of reasonable entry.
Oh man, yeah, Airbnb. I mean, I saw Nike on the list as well there for a downgrade. This is another name that we bought. I think it continues to work in this environment, but it definitely hasn't in the last 2 weeks. So you're down to the 200 period again, trying to test the level that we bought it at, 145. I think this is just a hold, not a buy right now, as Nike gets downgraded. Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, supply chain is going to be some worries here for this name. Continues to make moves lower. I think you can buy this down here, but again, you know, another name to look at when it's time to bottom pick, and I don't know if that time is now. We did put it on, and welcome everybody to the show again here today on the sticky note. Today, guys, please retweet this and put it up again. I have a bunch of short names on here that we're looking at. I think Lucid and Rivian continue to be good shorts, and we'll talk about those. I'm still looking to go short on DraftKings. We're still looking to see what happens here with Tilray. And I'm trying to buy a couple of these names, though. Neo, AMC, and Ford. A couple names here that are all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 names on the sticky note. Already 33 retweets, 64 likes. I will answer. Ooh, okay, I got to answer some of these questions on here as well, as we still have a half hour to go. But here's the sticky note. Definitely have a chance to see this. We'll go over a few names that are on the watch list on TraderTV.live. But, you know, can't go wrong having more looks at this. And again, retweet it. The more people that see this, you know, the more maybe you'll have the same ideas as us. And we'll see what happens with that. So we'll keep going on that. But I did call up Lululemon again. I think that they're going to help L-U-L-U. They're going to help lead this sort of wreck to the downside. Some of these settlements. You can also look at Under Armour, another name here that could possibly get looked at. So what we just at 330 for Lululemon? Yeah, so there it is. A nice little bounce up. I mean, still 115,000 shares. Not fantastic, but hey, maybe that 7% was a bit too much. A quick look at the bounce locator before we go back to Brendan. We'll see what. Okay, whoa, hello. So, I mean, you're never going to see this ever on our show ever again. So, if you want to just screen cap NFT this right now, there is a huge seller. This is all of these shares, basically, right here. 6.3 million shares. Hello, Didi, on the offer of Didi. So, wow, big time seller. I mean, seller on Palantir, seller on Casper, buy all the banks. What a surprise there. Seller on AMC, buyer on Baba. But most of these numbers obviously pale in comparison to, is this the last week? I don't know what is happening here, but someone just said enough is enough as DD is at all-time lows right now. And trust me, that order, like 6 million shares, what does DD even do on average? I mean, maybe I can look at it.
It does like, it's been doing a lot of volume.
Yeah, but
it
how
does do like 25 is the average, but that's like it's a huge chunk. Keep in mind, guys, that order, that's a New York book order, so it's not eligible until the stock opens up, right? Like, it's not like you couldn't buy off that order right now. It will only be eligible when the market opens up to fill on that option. For that size, you really don't ever. I can't actually remember the last time we got it.
It's been doing 20 million or so. So that's going to be a quarter or so, if not a little bit more, of the size it's going to do on the whole day. And this guy's just sitting here. So what Neil said is true. This is just an offer that's sitting here at 445, but it's also a percentage of this offer is in the market on open. So I think it'll probably just keep following it down, but we'll have to wait. We'll check back on DD, but a monster size here on the level 2 here for DICI.
I have not seen, guys, a hard and firm date on the last trading day for that, but I'll continue to look here this morning. Don't see anything at first glance on DD. A couple other things of note before we get to Arun. WeWork, not really doing anything in the pre-market. Yeah, remember WeWork? Out with some December sales numbers that were better than expected. Heads up on that. Clover as well, out with pretty good numbers for the start of 25% jump for the start of 22. I mean, it's a week worth of data they're talking about, but it's increasing 25% for additions into their plan. I also wanted to mention, Neil, you were asking about this ISIG. When I sat down initially this morning, my first thought was, hey, we don't have any of those crazy low float kind of movers this morning, but here goes ISIG. Remember, 1 million on the float for this 30 high up here makes come into play here pretty quickly.
Yeah, look at it, because we were saying there didn't look like anything that was, halt off the open candidate immediately, and then could be your big, gainer in the 100% club, whatever adjective you want to use for these games. And ISIG wants to stay hold my beer, but keep in mind, like $30 you mentioned here, Brennan, it's already failed a couple of times at that price level. And when I say fail, I mean like just sharp pullbacks. Like if you bought at any one of these days in the morning where it made the run to $30, like each time it's going to get returned. This time it's on like another 25 break. It's been a few days in a row. I'm going to go double check to see what pay short. It's probably really expensive to pay to short this thing, like probably 40 or 50 cents a share. But if it breaks 30 even, that's probably the only way. Like I need it to be a failed break, or it's just trying to get in on a halt. We have half an hour till the open. This is a name that I'll be watching really closely. If there's a halt trade to be had, I don't mind getting into those. And we'll be looking for it on ISIG, although I've learned my lesson. If it goes in that halt period for 15 seconds and it doesn't halt, I will be trying to manually get out before instead of trying to put a stop order and just letting it break to the downside. I'd rather hit that bid when it's still silent.
Nice to see, obviously, Clover with a little bit of a bump. I mean, a little bit of volume coming in and a nice bump back to 332. But again, this name is just, like shout out to Jamal again. But what a great recommendation he had on this one, bringing this to market and really giving so much value now to shareholders on Clover. I mean, what a great stock this has been, and of course, that's bubble as we go. I don't know. I mean, this is back the ICO. I mean, Clover is getting absolutely destroyed. Its all-time bottom is just 312. We were there today. Once again. I'm not even sure what that news that was, but all I heard was Clover when I went over there and expecting it to have popped up. But we'll take the 5.3%. And again, if you guys are sitting here and you're sort of just like trying to bottom pick some of these names, I honestly think like when a stock like this or like a Tilray, and we'll get to that, bumps up like this 4, 5, 6% right now, you might want to just take some off. I'm sure you're waiting for the big home runs, but if you're long any of these names, it's still a shitty environment for a lot of these stocks. Obviously, no growth names, no PE names, names that have yet to make a dollar. Like Clover, we're going to see what happens with it, but down to 330, definitely on my radar now with over $1 million shares. But wow, this name just keeps getting destroyed. Let's check out another one of Chamath's great trades here. Open Door down to 11 and change, so that's down to 120,000 shares or so as well. But that's still Clover. So you might as well be both the same. And this is not. It's not just about him. It's about all these names. there's a lot of names like my PaySafe was brought to market as well by BFE. That was an absolute horror. And look at this, from 25 bucks cut down to 11 in just a couple months. Look at our SoFi as well, that we saw yesterday. SoFi Stadium there, down to 13. This is all-time lows, I think, for SoFi, basically. I didn't think we'd even break 14, but there it is. There's the 14, and there's the break there. Well, sitting right here on Friday, but there's the break. It breaks pretty solidly. Going to open up around this 1340 area. Like, wow, for SoFi, this is not good, man. This was a call of mine for 2022, hoping that it would get off. And then Disney, another one where he's trying to play one a little aggressive, with SoFi can give you that return, and then Disney, when and if it ever loads, has been a nice solid mover in the last couple of weeks back to the upside, crossing the 50 trading average. But wow, I don't even think today's going to be a day to go in there and buy. I know I said you could nibble on some of the high quality names, but not some of those other ones, man. Like I just say, stay in your lane, trade what you do best. If you don't need to buy today, like gun to head, why you don't need to do it. So I would say probably hold out, unless you're a Zynga shareholder.
Zynga shareholders are happy.
50% on Zynga. It was membership growth, Sean, for Clover. So the first week of the year, membership growth. Hey, there's Arun. Hi, Arun. Good morning. The selling continuing here this morning, obviously. I mean, it's not a huge number yet, but it feels a little different this morning.
Yeah, technically, it's not a good situation because we've taken out some key areas, key support levels that have been in place for a while, and I think the way the market's now positioned is that there's a lot of downside activity, or at least downside space available. So what I'm looking to do is then taking any move to the upside. I think we can comfortably fade a pop. There's decent support, forget previous support levels that we can use as resistance to kind of work these shorts. So I am looking for the short side. I am hoping that it bounces, because although you may want to play the short side, the prices that we're trading at is too far away from these levels you can really work with. So the risk is too high. So a nice little move to the upside off the open would help kind of bring the risk down on the shorts, and then we can work that short. So what I'm looking for is first levels that I'm looking at on the S&P is 46.90. So anything north of 46.60, I've got some offers already waiting there. So if we can get to 46.60, I'll start working some shorts until we get to 46.90. The big level though is going to be 47.35, 47.35, 47.40-ish. In that area, that's like the big major. If we break that, then we may kind of maybe turning back around. But for now, 46.90 should be good enough for the first leg of these shorts. And at the same, when you look over at the NASDAQ, it's the same read over there as well. Anything north of 15.5 looks like a short. Remember, we were talking about 15.5, 15.490 as the potential bottom end. We've taken that out this morning. So now anything going up into 15.5 works well on the short side until we break above 15.735. That's what I'm looking at the top end. So those are the first two legs of the first leg of the shorts, and then as I said, the major level would be 47.35 to 47.40 on the S&P, and then 15.930 on the NASDAQ. So there's two different levels on each of these markets. The first leg should be fine, but if we need to, we can also press into the second leg for the second level, the bigger level of the two. But I am looking at potential shorts and taking any sort of moves to the upside. So we are down 1.26 on the NASDAQ, just under 2/3 on the S&P. Hopefully we get a move to the upside, then we can fade it, and then we can work to the downside. Downside, there really isn't anything new that we can work with. Maybe 46.20 is going to hold on the S&P. It's not as strong as the levels that we've taken out, so I prefer the short, even though we are sitting about 15 points from that bottom end support level. But for me, I think a bounce off the open would be helpful to kind of figure out which way. It helps determine, we already know which way we want to play, or at least the way I want to play. A bounce kind of confirms that, kind of gets some, resetting of any overnight shorts out of the way, and then we can actually join the market after the market opens. But this should be an interesting one, especially as we start the new week, the second week of the new year.
Yeah, important day to have a plan, obviously. Thanks, Arun. We'll check back in again tomorrow morning. That is the watch list, guys. We send it out every single morning before we come on at 8:30. Absolutely free. Make sure you grab that link from this. Be in the chat again today if you do need that link. I just saw, guys, the NASDAQ now 8% off the record high. So, lots said already about the tech sector leading this sell-off. Fubo TV out with some full-year revenue numbers. just there. 622 million to 627 million expected. Now that's up from prior forecasts. So another name that's just been, wow, $13 from 35. Fubo TV getting a little bit of an uptick there. Let's get into maybe what could have some strength today, and that might be the banks. Guys, we saw them pretty strong last week.
Yeah, we were just talking about this because this is a stock that I was like, I mean, like half of because they have
I don't know what to do.
Google had that the gambling aspect. Yeah, and I was like, oh, that seems pretty cool and pretty interesting, and like I kept looking into it and kept being interested in buying it, and never pulled the trigger. And now it's like, okay, well, it's on sale, so you do it now. Look, I can see, like, we just talked about, like, does it make sense to start nibbling into some of these? Because like, you look at the daily, like this is exactly where its previous support was. And I remember when I sort of waited on, which is my personal bag hold stock, which is Virgin Galactic, and exactly the same chart. And this is the point I waited for on Virgin Galactic to buy. But Fubo, I don't think I'll be doing it here. Although when you mentioned it and I brought it up, let's look at last week, like 1460. We'll talk about like 1, 2, 3 separate times, even on this news here. That seems like a fadeable level. And I guess if it's going to break a 1460, that could be an interesting little scalp trade into 15. At least the level's obvious on Fubo. It's only done 250,000 shares. I don't think these numbers seem like they're going to be too gigantic here. But yeah, it's got an interesting level on it. It's just, I feel like you're going to be able to be patient. Like you're getting a lot of these depressed things, but we haven't even had any rate hikes yet. Like we're still, like 2022 is just beginning, and this is the new environment we're in. So even if we're forward looking, you probably still have some time to be patient, because you could always just wait to catch a bit of a bounce on something like this. The 1460 Fubo, that's fine. Like if it gets to that price level and I'm staring at it trying to break out, I can make a trade off of that level. I'm glad you got brought to our attention here, but yeah, it's just hard to endorse things like these, right? Like if you're gonna nibble, you find something that's really good that's down 10% already on a pullback, that is more than the overall market, or maybe more than expected, and then pick one of those. Like Google obviously doesn't fall into that category.
Okay, yeah, so I want to talk about Fubo there. We'll talk about DraftKings. We'll see if we can rinse and repeat basically the same trade other than buying it or selling it too early. We had a great short up here near $28. I still want to short DraftKings today because for some reason it's not down as much as it probably should be. It's only down that 1.65%. Obviously over the weekend I saw a lot of love for DraftKings throughout the NFL, and they're just, to me, that's a negative thing. They're spending so much money on consumer acquisition that I mean, unless that they come out with just a bang-up report, which it won't be this next report, but it's all about the guidance for them. Like, I know they just got New York on board, and I almost just think that that's going to give us some of these opportunities again. Like, people want to buy this name. I think Kathy Wood likes this name as well. And again, they're part of the first movers, right? And, you know, you got DraftKings, you got Penn. There's not too many other ways other than the traditional MGM to get one, Steven to get one, to invest in sports gambling. But for me, I'd rather be in those names because they do have the brick-and-mortar casino aspect to them. So that's what I like. And honestly, for me, DraftKings here on a 20-minute chart, I'm still going to use that 29 as my level. So we're going to start to build it a little bit earlier, like around the, we have an offer around the 27.50 area. So if we can start to get short right here and then try to play it off of any kind of bumps into here, 28.50, 29, something like that. And if we take out 29, which is basically this level right here, then I don't think it's impossible that we see 30, and then maybe I'm just wrong and it continues to go up to the upside. So if I'm going to short anything today, well, I'm going to short a lot of names. We'll talk about Ruby and Lisa and some of those names, but for right now, DraftKings is definitely one that I'm looking at to get into off the open. Let's see if we pop to 27.50 on the shorter of UKMC here.
At BBLG, one of the small caps moving around the free market here. 3 million float on that, guys, so be careful. Back to 420 is a key level. Wells Fargo, let's talk about the banks. I mentioned Wells Fargo pretty strong once again this morning. Led the market as far as strength is concerned last week. Back to 55 here, just tried to tick higher, but a lot of these banks looking like this, even with the market lower in the pre-market here.
Yeah, like there's not, like we said, there's not a lot of places you can run and hide when the market is feeling it's not a rug pull, but what goes up sort of must come down, and when the money comes out from the Fed, that's what's going to end up happening. Now, Wells already made a break, so we talked about this last week. You have like you have the names that were beaten up more that can probably benefit by raising rates a little bit more, like Wells Fargo and Bank of America, and then you've got names like Morgan Stanley, which to me have done way better, and I like better, but they have yet to break out, so they're still sitting in the top end of their range. What I do think can happen at some point, because you actually have had a pretty good run on Wells, like if this were to pull right back, I just look right into that previous top and say, okay, that's the level we're going to watch. I was looking at the 55 break at the end of last week. Like it was, if you look at us, we're trying to break through the top here, a couple of points right through 55 even on this name, and then we sort of gap up and are fading back a little bit here on light volume through that 55. So there's some hints that you could be in the midst of a little bit of a failed break. Right now it's actually trading pennies above that 55 level. I guess if it comes back down to like 54.25, 54.50, I'd look to see if it can consolidate there. But it has some feels of a bit of a failed break after the good run that it's put on. So Wells in particular, I think is a little bit dicey. I still think the banks are a good safe place to be, especially for the first Q of the year, even if they have been, I mean, like they've been on a pretty good run, right? So you could say that they have been doing at least a little bit of a pullback. Back in my mind, I am looking for that. You mentioned that BDLG. I just wanted to quickly say that if you're watching that ISIG, it just pulled back pretty hard, just dropping like 10% in a matter of a few minutes. So this just turned into, okay, from looking like a stock that could be a possible, it could still be a halt candidate, obviously, but like a breakout through the high, get to that 30 level. Now it feels like a fade off the current high of the day after what is a pretty sizable drop in just the last few minutes.
So just quickly here, the funny thing is here, okay, oh, my chat's not really working here. Someone said, oh, right here, it was you, Ross. What's up, Ross? Coombs here. I'm shorting Ford too. Kathy agrees with me. Kathy would agree with me. So I'm a lot more comfortable now. Wouldn't it be the opposite if Kathy Wood is agreeing with you and you are a Kathy Wood fan, and I am too, I like what she's doing, but that comment about Kathy is shorting something, therefore, oh, come on. Now my day chart literally won't work. But anyways, we all know what's been happening with ARC. And, you know, the fact that Kathy's going long or short on something doesn't necessarily mean that is a fantastic call. This ARC has been absolutely destroyed. She continues to collect, and look, I mean, and Kathy keeps it in the family, I love it. But she continues to collect her, expense ratio, management ratio, whatever the hell it is, here on ARC, 0.5, 0.75%. Meanwhile, literally taking your money and lighting it on fire down here to the downside. So we'll see. Does ARC get going? I believe so. I'm letting this thing drop again. We're long at like 93, 94 in here, very, very small starter position, and I tweeted that out. And now we just let this thing fall. I'm not going to be buying any more Path or Unity or Roblox or anything like that. I'm already in those names. So now we're going to have to let this continue to fall. I mean, the problem is I own 40 names, literally, if not more than that. So, you know, way too diversified. But, as this continues to fall, watch out. I don't know what that call was on Ford, and I have no idea because we're on the show, and I don't know what she's making. Maybe Brendan can find that. I don't see it here on like our little news thing here, but Ford has been hugely extended. And I was going to say the same thing. This is what makes me think about the banks as well. Ford, big time extension to the upside. So been a great spot. If you need to raise capital, I can't blame you to sell some of these winners. We've had you guys into, and I've been into it, and I just talked about managing family money, and everyone said, okay, well, that's how this guy's Italian. We, buying these ETFs here, like we've been talking about XLF for weeks and weeks and weeks. So into bank earnings starting, I believe it's Thursday. Is it Thursday with one of them? WFC comes out Friday morning. Yes, okay, exactly. So it'll be on our radar Thursday night, Friday morning. WFC comes out and they all start to come. So I don't think that there's any problem taking some profit now, even on an XLF, or waiting. Maybe not today, but waiting until that Thursday, Friday, see maybe what WFC does and then start to trim. But this just goes back. I don't know what the Kathy Wood story is, so we'll wait for this.
I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe Brendan will correct, but it seems like she simply said that the run they've been on is ridiculous. Yeah. She's basically, I don't know that she's actively shorted anything.
Right. The run Ford has been on has been ridiculous, but Teladoc, let's buy more of that.
What's weird about that is, okay, like, That's a good word used to describe the run. It's been ridiculously good. Does that necessarily mean you think it's coming down? You could think something has done a huge run, and I think maybe you could think it's due for a pullback. That's different from saying it's going to pull back. Plenty of people would say that Tesla was all overvalued a million times, but they don't have to have all believed that Tesla was going to pull back in that moment. So I'm not sure that story. But
Ross is sort of just confirming here. No, and Ross, it wasn't about calling you out or anything. It's just like whenever I see Kathy Wood right now, you have to put a little bit of skepticism in what she's thinking. But could be a terrible day. It's a longer term play there on Ford. Yeah, and I think like what Neil was saying there, it is bumped up so much. You can say the same thing about GM. Any of these names, right? The big auto names, and then you can include, and it's kind of crazy to include a Rivian. Like, what is going on with these charts here today? Like, honestly, like, at some point this will load, I guess. But, $64, $65, the same thing. Again, GM is actually off a much more than Ford. GM's almost down 10% in 3, 4, 5 days here. So, that's another play right there. And I can see the same thing now happening in Ford as Ford's not down that 10%. Ford's down like 2 or 3% here, maybe not even that much. So yeah, there could be some pullback here. So it's hard to disagree with a statement that is a fact. Ford has run too far and probably up a little bit higher. Remember, my price target for this was 19 to 20 bucks. So it's just, it is a run too far, but I'm not really.
All right, let's go to, it was the same, that comment was the only thing I saw as well on that. Which one? Let's talk Beyond here, guys. A couple of you were mentioning Beyond Meat went positive to negative in the pre-market, now 1.5. But Pizza Hut in this country, trying to anyways. This game from Friday, we saw a big move on some positive news. South of the border, Pizza Hut picking up their Beyond Italian sausage crumbles. This was a test that started last year, extending now permanently for Pizza Hut.
I'll try anything, but I don't know that you're moving the needle with that test.
It's Canada,
it's Canada, but like the bigger news for them came last week. It was the KFC. Like that's just bigger fish, and you already see them pull back off that news. And I look right. We just talked about this with. Now I already forget the stock. Where you make a break, and then you essentially come right back to that same resistance level. You gap up one day about 70.50, and then we're right back below it, and then there's your pre-market high right at $70. So I wish there weren't only pop and fade ideas, which is a bit of a sometimes that can be a trap. When the market's on like lows, and then everything I'm looking for is a pop and fade, that would mean the market bounces, and then you want to short it off a level like that. It still sets up, and Beyond Meat's right here. 70.50 is all I have written down for it. Actually, that's not true. I had 65 and a half also in for potential possible support, if only because that was the dip price on Friday. So it has to come to one of those levels to make a decision there, whether it's the long off of this and then maybe give it to 65 even, or definitely the short in that 70 to 75 range. Like I said, it's just the big news came last week. Already pulled back off of it. I would find it hard to believe it's going to have another run in it. But look, we just saw that stock go from like 58 to 25% in literally 2 sessions. It has some run, but I just look back to what it can do when it decides to roll over. And if I can find myself a good structured trade, I want to make sure you take it, because this is a stock that has moved a ton in the last few sessions. So you know it's opportunity.
So here's crypto right now, 29. So like if Trader Brad wanted to jump off on Friday when Bitcoin was at 42. Bitcoin right now is 40,600. And then right now, there it is. So it's actually just cracking lower right now. Ethereum just touching 29.37. This is on Kraken. It doesn't really matter what you look at, but there it is. A nice little move to the downside here for Ethereum, let alone every other one. If I go to like a 1 hour chart, you'll just kind of see the bloodbath that's been happening. We were at 3,800 back on July 5th. That's 5 days ago. So 5 days ago, you're at 3,800. Now you're at, and again, I look at these honestly at this point, just because we're so high up, treat it like the stock. So that's 38 bucks. You're down to 29 bucks right now. So a big move down here, obviously in 5 days to take off that 20% or so from 38. I guess, yeah, that's pretty close, right? Down 8,000 on 38. Yeah, so a move to the downside, not good at all. And then obviously, I'm not even going to look at some of those altcoins like a Cardano or Solana or whatever as well. Those are getting absolutely destroyed, even more so. And again, we'll have to wait on this. But Coinbase right now is apparently at 40,840. So my chart not working, but Bitcoin taking it on the chin as well, man. Wow, crypto. Let me know if you're buying, holding, selling, whatever you're doing right now. I should probably capture some of my profits, but I won't. We'll be buying some more crypto at some point because, hey, you know what? You only live once, guys. Never sell. I think that's congratulations. This is for anybody that did sell, but your boy is not one of those.
Lululemon. Let's talk Lululemon here because down significantly and pretty active here in the pre-market for Lulu. Cutting their Q4 forecast, again pointing to supply chain issues. We're back to pre-market highs here, just kind of bouncing off 335, 336 for Lulu, guys. But big move down on that.
Yeah, this got talked about off the bat. And even though it made a $5 pushback to the upside, like Sean mentioned, it's still on very, very low volumes. But you're not gonna love this like that we see. I mean, low end of the forecasted range is both and top up what they're expecting. And the retail names have been sort of getting beaten up and still have supply concerns. There's just a heck of a lot still weighing on Lulu at this particular point. And you go back on the daily chart to try and find like the most obvious support. You don't see it till you get to 300. You know, the momentum is pretty clear right now, but I mean, there's always a but, right? If there was more, like just 335, it's kind of interesting. Like you're barcoding off this level, and you have made a bit of a double bottom. So there are reasons why I think it could potentially break the top. And if it takes out the high, I don't know that I'd be in love with the short unless it was a little bit closer to 350. And that's especially because of the volume and how expensive the stock is, and what the spreads that you can see open up on a Lulu. So I believe it's a short just based on the pure momentum, but I don't think sort of digging in and averaging in and giving it too far past like a 40 level does anything maybe get into trouble, because I think your next chance is if you try to fill the gap. That's an easy short. So up here at the top, it seems to work for me. I probably like Beyond Meat at the previous mentioned level a little bit more, and I'll definitely be looking. Well, now we'll be looking at that ISIG. As well, and then I think we talked about Hour from last week is going to be another one, and then Lucid, which I don't even know if we've gotten to, Lucid on a pop, that'll be another interesting one, or Rivian. I mean, I think both of those kind of fall into the same category, although I didn't pay for Rivian.
Sure. We're just going in there and buying more crypto. Okay, so yeah, Rivian, I mean, Lucid again, it's on the sticky note. We can talk all about that all day if we want to, but there it is right now. Of course, Lucid is not a New York stock, it's a NASDAQ stock. I like the short. The lockup is coming, I believe, on the 19th. You guys can try to confirm that. So I wrote down the 19th. I'm pretty sure that's right, but looking short today, any sort of a pop back to 42. We absolutely destroyed this name not destroyed it, but if we would have held it for the full move, we would have done that. We waited for the pop to happen here, and we started to get short. I believe it was like around here, 41.50 or so. Got taken out a little bit at 42. Was able to reload this short around this 43 level before. Oh, here it is. Oh, boom. Oh, wow. Okay. Ask and you shall receive here. This is what we did on Lucid on Friday. And then, like I said, there it is. So, again, if we're going to say one thing, that's me, but yeah, it's okay. It's a different kind of coffee today, so everyone's got to wake up a little bit.
Sugar.
But here we go. So here we go. So never to be called a fraud again. As we talked about where we were shorting. So there it is, man. I said we started at 42, got out right there at 42.50, not 43, and then the short again, boom, boom, and then there's the pay dirt happening right there. So Lucid was a profitable name. I kind of want to rinse this again. So let's see if Lucid can get to this 42 area where I am shorting, and the same call on Rivian. But hold on a second, before we go over to Brendan, let's just make sure that ED trade is still here. 6 million shares, there it is. It actually is following it down. So we'll have to wait to see here what ED's gonna. I said it would follow it down. Remember, it was first at 440. We tweeted it out here actually on Twitter. So if you guys want to go see this right now, I'll put it in here. But here's my tweet right here about this. 6 million shares, and there it is at 45. Well, guess what? Now it's at 40. So this exact same order has followed it down. Now a couple more pennies. So we'll have to wait to see what happens right here. But again, thank you guys. Wow, 4 comments, 8 retweets, 20 likes on that one. So thank you for all the support on Twitter.
All right, let's talk about a few little ones, guys. Bottom end of the watch list today. This is not one of them, but remember back on Friday, we were dealing with this HGSH. Huge move from 2 up to almost 4. Came back ever so slightly at the end of the day, but actually showed a lot of strength here late in the day. 3 up to 340 was support at the end of the day. This was aftermarket on Friday, made another leg up through 350. So 315, 320 is kind of this area from Friday, and then 340, 350 above that would be resistance for HGSH. No reason we can't test 240 once again, guys.
Yeah, and another small one 2 minutes ago, Revival Pharma, RVPH. They got to go proceed from the FDA and schizophrenia drug. You look right here to the 200 period and this 450 level on the daily, and that's more or less exactly where it topped out. Pretty much. When I see that happen, usually I'm looking for the first consolidation lower. I didn't catch it at 7 o'clock, but it has come back here once. It's about 375. So this is on that radar. If it comes in to about 370, 375 in the open, I like to play off that level. If it doesn't break out here and sort of stays in the opening range of 50 to 55, I think I would take it. At that point, though, I'd be risking 20 cents as opposed to trying to risk 10 to 15 if I got in that range. So I'm looking RVPH for a potential play. We just mentioned Rivian, and then Rivian started bouncing. So I've got an order out from 85 being the key level that I'm looking at, and just sort of going back on the 15. This here, you look at the afternoon high, so the afternoon support on Friday in the afternoon. That was right here at 85. Turn that and flip it. We have a pre-market high right around that range. That's the first level we're looking to fade on Rivian. Of course, the second one up top here is that same 88.5 level where things absolutely died, last week, and then we made a bit of a top there as well. So I'd take 2 cracks at Rivian in particular. I already won victory, and that was paying for Rivian short before the open instead of forgetting, although I almost did forget only 4 minutes in the open when I got them in. Watching that one, and then RVPH, ISIG still holding the low end of the range. And one that we didn't mention, we did at the top of the show. Tesla, almost a bell here. Tesla is right at 1,000. So you're trading Lucid, you're trading Rivian. Tesla's right at that 1,000 mark and trying to hold. Right. If it starts to break, it can get pretty easy.
Yeah, quickly, get over there, Lucas. We're getting ready to open up right now, so just to let you guys know, AMC, we're looking to get some lower bidding at that 20. DraftKings, we are looking to short any kind of a pop in DraftKings. We're going to short Lucid at 42. We're going to short with Neil at Rivian if we can. Or we're going to try to go long on NIO on any sort of a dip buy near $28. So let's get ready to rock and roll, man. Buckle up today, guys. Less than 10 seconds left. Lucas is ready to rock and roll. You got Thrash, you got the Keep on. Let's get ready to go. 3, 2, and 1. Let's get this party started here with a little bit of excitement off the open here. Neo not even open yet. We're going to wait to see where that fades out to, but right now Neo trying to make some moves.
Yeah, absolutely. And that, just another one that I was watching was Airbnb in case it made a bit of a pop into the range. That has not happened. But Hour, which was one from last week, I said if it broke that 730, I would take the short. That's actually the first position I get into. Still watching Rivian. It does not get to even 84. That RVPH that I just mentioned tried to pop. It got to 65, and it's already starting to fade in. So I think that's going to be one that I try to get to. It pops even a little bit. We'll see if we can't take that. And of course, this is what you do, Rivian. It got to 83.80, doesn't get to 85, doesn't get to 84, and already flushing. So might have missed. We'll see if we missed a vote on it. I'm not sure. It's a little bit early. We've seen these things bounce and make another run, so I'm still looking to fade the same price. I'm not going to jump out too far in front chasing it.
Yeah, so right now, Rivian, DD not even open, but we're still looking at it. I would normally put an order to go long here, but I don't want this to not break. Like, I got to let this thing open up. DD, not Rivian. Did I say Rivian? DD not open yet, so we'll wait to see if that can open up and give us some excitement. Neo down to the downside, not low enough for us yet. I know Neo's looking at Rivian. Let's check out AMC. I'm not in a position yet. We're trying to be very, very specific here with what we are doing. AMC even lower than that. We'd like a bid down there. SoFi, a lot of things are just holding right now. Not much action here off the open, believe it or not. So I'm not into anything yet, but we still are looking. My eyes everywhere. Lucid's popping. Okay, so maybe that's an good look on that.
That 40, like this 42 in the afternoon, sort of looking similar to Rivian there. They're trying to pop into that range. Again, I don't want to be chasing it, but it's getting too close. The market's continuing to fall here. The other one that we're watching, yes, Tesla just broke 1,000, looked pretty definitively there, and now Rivian 80. I'm going to head over to Affirm because the low-hanging fruit. It hasn't fallen yet. 74 is the big level on a firm, and it's trying to pop upside. I know the afternoon support level, or the Friday support level is 77.50. That's at least reasonable here, about $1 away. The Rivian's gonzo, man. Like, it's already at 80. It's already at $81.
There's nothing to do here.
Right now, first bank to pop up here, guys. Citigroup actually just broke that high from Friday on a huge volume spike at the open there. 66.50, up 1.3.
Yeah, me and Neil just complaining here that everything's just falling down. And I just said enough is enough. It finally took a Lucid trade. I don't know if this is going to be right or not in here for Lucid, but the market is tanking down here. And we have a bunch of these orders ready to go. So we're going to short Lucid. It's a very, very beginning trade. It is not. I want it higher. We need to get some of these names higher. DraftKings goes at 27 and change. Not good enough for us, man. We're waiting for 27.50. So right now, unfortunately, the starter position here on Lucid is not going to work. But here we go. Okay, this is what we need. So now we're waiting here at 60. Hopefully that comes through now. I don't know. Lucid is on an on one right here, all the way to the upside. I hope we didn't pick the wrong one to pick on here today, but we're going to do it. So Lucid right now short. We're waiting for this top here at 43 and change. So we do have more orders here on LCID. You're going to see as this starts to, maybe we'll cancel this next one. As it starts to pop up, you're going to see what I'm talking about. My orders are actually priced fine. So I'm completely happy with this. We're short at 41.50 right now. Let's see what happens to Lucid up here near 42. So far so good, but Lucid, the only position I'm in, and we're on the short side, and it's not working out right now, but we'll wait.
I mean, just as you said, it's like that. Lucid finally popped in for me, and then a firm kind of popped in as well. And again, it was just finding, and this is not to, no, it kind of is to pick on a firm. I guess it can't pretend that that's not what's going on here. It's just, I tried to find a name that hadn't broken the low as the market was breaking down, and the first one I found was a firm. Now, the reason I'm going to take some out in front of 75 is that 74 is a big level on a firm. If only because not just this here on last week, we had the wick bottom, but on your daily chart, this was the breakout in August, right there at that 74 level. Hour, which is the other one that we talked about, this is last week's. Friday's IPO, it's not really last week, it is last week. But that just crashed through 7, so I scalped them out in front of 7 like a genius. Oops, I say that like as a joke, but that's not really, doesn't really look very good taking that exit. I'm going to get on the bid here, try and grab 70 pennies on the next leg here. I just took some out of a firm. I want to make sure I'm taking some profit on the way down, and one of the reasons is didn't get the prices I wanted. Like I was trying to short pops, and when you don't get the perfect price or get closer to the levels, you don't really change your strategy too much. You've got to still understand that, okay, fine, on a firm, I would have liked to have shorted it at 76.5, but still, first level from 75. Even if that's only 50 cents, it would have been $1.50 from where the target entry would be. So you still got to play the key levels. At least that's what I'm trying to do here. And then, of course, everything's going to be falling now. Okay, the only good thing is I didn't like any bids today, so although that could definitely change because we will come to some key levels here. 874 is right here on the firm, and because this was a target, I'm getting out in front of 74 just to see. I can always re-enter the trade if the consolidation wants to break down, but yeah, it looks like it's going to be one of those. You're doing that if you stayed away from the long, or if you just got into whatever shorts you could find. And admittedly, it wasn't an easy thing to grab some of these shorts. They weren't obvious entry points. I'm kicking myself over Rivian. We'll probably be regretting that one for a while. Wanted to short the pop, and it gave you a little bit of a pop there. Just probably not enough.
Okay, so here we go. Let's see what happens with this stock now. NIO, we are now long in the NIO against 28. So, you know, we had to be patient for this. We talked about waiting for this name to come through here. So it's on the sticky note. We like NIO here. We are long at 13. So let's see if that one continues to work. We are short Lucid as well. Another name that has worked for us here today so far. Lucid, I mean, it just bounced off 30 again. Maybe we'll put a bid there in the low 30s and see if we can take out 15 cents on part of this trade. And we'll see about the downside. The problem is I'm long, not problem, but I'm long NIO here. So can NIO long and Lucid short work? I don't know. There's too much alike. So we can wait to see. There it is. A nice little profit take so far on Lucid. We just took a piece out there for 15 cents. We're short at 41.50. We are waiting a hell of a lot lower than that. So hopefully this one will continue to tank downside here. Lucid, our next bid is actually right here, 41.27. So there it is. That gets taken out for 25 cents. Now we'll see if this one wants to go to the downside, but the market, just getting absolutely cracked, and there goes Lucid.
Two halts here. One is BBLG that Brendan brought to our attention. That was halting to the upside. Pets is halted, thank you Hunter, is halted to the downside. So two volatility halts opposite directions. BBLG to the upside, Pets to the downside on low volume. But that BBLG does get pretty interesting because it was only selling off after the gap up this morning, and you're going to see it bounce but not get through the first level of resistance that got 7 a.m. when it sold to 470. That's also near that pre-market high, and then this level on the daily chart. So this 480 level is pretty significant. As we look, this will open up in about it's a 5-minute halt in the 3 minutes or so. I'm watching that 480 to $5 level for potential fade.
We
CLN.
actually reversed into the long there, taking that little bottom there at 30. We actually went long. Actually, Lucid's going to be fine. They went up the short and the long there. And now there's the pops. Okay, so we've had enough. I didn't want to keep that short. It kept bouncing around here. We had the walk down at the bottom, so now there's Lucid starting to go up to the upside. You take another good soft here. See, there goes 61. Yes, so another one there on a complete turnaround there of LCI. Back up to the upside. We will look to take some out, but here it goes. Good trade. If we can keep going, then we'll take that out. But the fact that the NASDAQ is falling like crazy and Lucid wasn't, we'll have to swing a little bit on that one. So hopefully we'll see if it does pay off. But there it goes right now. 50 cents in the money on Lucid. So there goes a quick reversal. We talked about names that I hate or that I've been hating on. Look at DraftKings, down 5%. Doesn't get as high as they wanted it to. But this is what we're trying to do against the other trouble today. If you look at this, we wanted DraftKings to be short. Couldn't pop, but we wanted short into 28. That doesn't happen. From 27.11 and now down sub 25. So come on, let's go. We already put a little bit of profit on. This is a big one for me. This goes down, I'm super happy with NIO. Let's go run. Back up to the
I
upside.
think reverse Lucid probably should have just went so went 41 minutes long, short, and then of course it breaks that 42 even. 43 is, I'm watching BBLG because of course I want to trade the whole stock when it opens back up. Got a few shorts there. The 43 was the turn on Friday, and it's also the 50 period. Significant level coming on Lucid at $43. That's probably the next place I take track at it. Wow. BBLG, I think is the next trade. I just got to make sure how much we have to pay for locates on this. But that $5 level looks juicy.
This is $1 right now. Yeah, this is $1.20 in the money right now on LCID. But we have noticed what this can do, and it's done it before, so no surprise here. But again, Lucid just continues to make a move to the upside. We noticed the strength on there and just flipped it and told you about that. So we flipped that one. We should have flipped over Neo, as that right now is going the other way. Getting cracked to the downside goes NIO. Let's take some profit here on Lucid, and then just worry about that Neo trade. Lucid, pick it out right now for the dollar, guys.
Yeah, looks like no shares available for us on that BBLG. Still worth one. I'm not going to ignore talking about it just because I can't trade it. I did finally get that next leg on hour down here at 660, so that one continues to fall from last week. The IPO, Lucid, we just talked about it. The firm, which we went over to,
DNAY.
bounces off that 74 level. So holding for it for now at 74, that's why we took some profit. I think if we can get back into this, if it wants to hold 76, that'd be the entry. Using 76 is the out. So there are some movers here that you can take advantage of. I was watching AMD as well. That
TLRY.
127 low. Still in a bit of a downward Still in a bit of a downward trajectory here, but you can kind of see on the 15. So far this morning, I think it's 129, 130, holding up in resistance. Lucid 43 and BBLG are the two things worth watching right now.
Holy guys, wow for this one, man. Yes, sir. Neo, wow. It goes right down to 28, and now it's just blowing to the upside one more time. We did get, holy bro, man, did we get out of our Lucid there by accident? We thought it was not by accident. But in my keyboard, I didn't find we thought everything was turning to the low side there. It's like Neo get cracked, but obviously Lucid continues to make back up to 43. This to me is going to be short here. So I think we got to sort of sit in this trade and look to go short here on LCID. So, Brendan, give it to us one more time.
Roku, guys, starting to bounce as well. Big volume just came in for 180, I guess it was. That support level from Friday being tested right now on Roku.
So here's 43 on a dime on Lucid. You see it sort of go right into the level. there's actually a little bit of size there, so the whole short 99 and then see what happens. Like if it breaks it, I think you're risking a few pennies there, and if it does essentially what we just saw just right now, which is fall off that level, you can quickly get in and then try and scalp. Like I just got 20 cents. Pretty much free money off of that same level at 99. And we talked about 43. Like 43 is where it failed yesterday, Friday. 43 is the 50 period as well. And it's a quick scalp trade. Like this is not saying it has to fall $1 from here. That's always just get in front of any kind of a side. Even if it came to 42.50 and that's all it did, it's a winning trade and we're going to take that and run. As this is moving, it's worth noting, we talked about relative strength and weakness. Lucid had the relative strength. Tesla holding below 1,000, holding below the pre-market low. There's no strength to be had.
No, Tesla right now getting faded out. Neo as well, Lucid. So yeah, we're same with you, Neil. We reloaded a little bit of a lesser price there at 42.67 or 42. What am I wrong? Sorry, 68. Sorry. So now we're gonna have to wait to see what this one wants to do. But hey, Lucid, hopefully it falls back down in. We'll average it if it gets a little higher than this, but not right now, guys. We're gonna wait for some of this play here on Lucid just to turn around a little bit more here. We have this trade nicely done for me anyways, and we started cashing out 28.30 there. But that's sort of my look there for that. Tesla continuing to fall as well, although you did have a nice rebound there in Tesla, so that's something to look at. Look at this trade on. I hope you still have that Neo going. That Lucid is a good one, all the way to the downside. So let's get out some Neo here, and look at Lucid, man, like if you love. We've been playing this one. This could be a trade of the day for probably hopefully either one of us. You could call that. We both hit the top right there. And again, if you're going to do anything, guys, we said shorting Lucid was going to be the right trade. We did turn it around here. We went short, got out here for flat or not, and then ripped it to the upside as we saw. Again, time and sales started changing, momentum started changing, so we got in and out of that one there, and Lucid now one of those other names. And Ford, guys, just for a quick look here, Ford didn't jump off of 24 at the bottom, so that's something to look at if we retest there, 24 there. And there's a quick out for 80 cents or so on Lucid. Sorry, 42.14. We're now in the money 80 cents on this name, but Lucid continues to work. Yeah,
and I mean, it's getting ugly on Pets here. Pets hasn't done a lot of volume, but it is halted again to the downside. So you're now at 260, down 37%. Pets is getting woodshedded right now. There's obviously a lot of things that are coming off, but Pets getting absolutely crushed. Be very careful if you happen to be trading that. BBLG just opened back up. Now, just because I can only go long, it does not mean I am looking to go long. Well, that should go without saying. It's the $5 level, however, that I think it's the $4.80 to $5 level that is key. I'm going to check to see if I got paid for shorts on it at some point. I'd like the opportunity to be able to fade off this level, but I can't do it. I probably would be short and losing through 5 if it broke right here, right now, and that's the key level to watch on the data. Oh, it's going to go hold upside on the second launch.
All right.
I want to move home.
Oh yeah, BBLG. Yeah, you want to get some of these holes for sure. Look at this, $1 now in the money on Lucid.
I was so early.
How could I miss it? Get that Lucid right now, $1 plus in the money, and still making it to the downside.
Yes, I was so fast. I swear, my first order was out within like one second of it going into the hole sphere. Never got it. I'm slow, man.
Yeah, you're getting home. Okay, so $1 now for Lucid. Good trading for me. In and out, man. Good one here. Neo, same kind of story. We're trying to massage these as a positive stock for us, but still need to make in mind that all-time lows here. $1.17 square down to 136. Shout out to my blockheads. Wow, how far down is this gone? Wow, just absolutely destroyed. Your hour is at the multi now. HOUR down 20%.
Yeah, I got barely left.
Oh no, sorry.
It's not halted.
Still moving. I don't know why it's not halted. Down 20%. Right now, Peloton getting down 2+%. They've been a bad day for everything. But you know what we didn't look at?
Tilt.
I was going to say Tilt.
You know what's kind of, I knew you were going to say that. We didn't look at it. Up 17% and it's still running. Okay, I mean, when you have enough things that are working with the short side, fighting something that has been strong feels like a bad idea. But this is a big top here at 760. Brendan's got a short side.
Take two as well, guys. More volume coming in on the south side. Day lows there. Brought a volume alert. Now 13% after the thing that first goes for take two interactive.
Yeah, take two was the other side. Yeah, that's the other side of the Zynga deal. Look, we've seen this before. Like, you make an acquisition, you get beaten up. Usually, I would say you find buying opportunities in companies you like when they make an acquisition, which you think might be okay, but it's cash and stock, mostly stock, by the way. I think it's like 60-something, 60% of it is going to be stock. It's sort of 350. So not yet. So, but it's over a third, I think, is going to be in stock. But this environment, sometimes that's not, like jumping into early, is not the way to go. We just broke support at 144 on tape 2. So maybe it'll extend even further to the downside. I'm not really sure what this one. A lot of times the flavor will be about 10, 15. Sometimes those catch a bid after the initial selling comes through on the day of the acquisition. So I'll check back in on it at that point. But you also have a falling market. Like a lot of that working is in a different market environment. So jumping on bids, maybe not the best way to go. I just have the 2 shorts on right now, and I'm looking for where I want to get out of the rest of this Lucid, how I can get back into a firm. A firm just broke 74. If it can hold for a couple of beats below her, I might try getting back in through that key level. But Lucid, like I scalp it out and it's like, okay, we'll hold the rest. Usually I'd be out at VWAP, but the market just keeps dropping here. And like it's the 1-2 punch, always get the last third out of the VWAP. Usually I would do that without even thinking about it. At this point, the market looks so weak. I kind of want to play it by ear. BBLG still in that hold state.
Ear, remember that stuff?
Yeah, ear, we should probably check in on that. BBIG indicated open 495. So if I did get the long, and right now it's indicating it'll open 3 cents lower. Even despite the fact that it was an upward halt, you do have that level on the daily chart on BBLG here, and that's about 480 to about $5. Looks like that could still be resistance, as it's not looking like it wants to open to the upside. Brendan?
Last week for Teva Pharmaceuticals, continuing here today. More upside action, guys. 9 breaking there on a huge volume spike for Teva, up 2.5%.
Yeah, so I'm debating right now buying some more SMH or something. NVIDIA, okay, so first of all, we're at a very high spot right now as this just kind of came back for us a little bit here. We should have averaged it down on the downside, but again, I'm not confident in any of these trades here today, to be honest with you, so that's why you're going to see me in these 2 right now. And I was just debating, like, do I buy more NVIDIA right now in the own accounts after the show, but NVIDIA down to 259. Wow, 259, not 359 for NVIDIA.
If you don't own any, I think I think people would probably want to get.
It doesn't even matter. I mean, even if you own some, like, I mean, what kind of an average down is this, guys? I mean, I think you have SMH today that you can be buying, NVIDIA you can be buying, AMD, but wow. And then I just looked right now, just because I was thinking about like names that have been getting killed. I haven't even looked at Palantir today. Wow, what a good bounce off 1550, but wow, 1550. Yeah, we were not thinking this low. Where's SoFi? Did that touch 13 maybe? Yes, SoFi is right now at 13. I'm going to go long SoFi right now. Hope that we can bounce off that 13. I don't know if there's going to be any size here at 13 or not. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to go test along here on SoFi, guys.
Like, yeah, I'm now looking at Tilray off that level. If it breaks 760 downside, it gets interesting. For those of you trading Zynga, make sure you're actually watching tape 2, because if tape 2 were to fall enough of a flush, you would see a potential for a breakdown of this level, and you could see it absolutely tank, because it's going to follow it to a degree. Like, the stock prices are now implicitly tied here, so make sure you're watching up. That BBLG just opened back up. Can't go short. Well, it is what it is, man. Like, it's back to that 5 level. It tries to break out and then fades back in. I can't do it. if, again, the banks were to hide, it's not giving you any kind of a real dip to get in for the day trade. If you've been riding this wave, you know, it hasn't been a bad entry point for you. But for the day trade, I was looking for a dip to some support that I could have liked.
Yeah, so I was just looking here at some which price. So we talked about good question there about Apple. We talked about Nike might get clapped right through 150 here. So our average price right now 150.40. We're having money 30 cents on that one. We talked about the funny thing about Apple. When it hit 1 trillion, it went down. I think it was 20%. When it, or the other way around, it went down 30%. When it hit 2 trillion, it went down another 20%, something like that. Then here we go. We hit 3 trillion, and which we just hit, and now we're pulling back quite a bit again here. So for me, Apple is still a winner for everybody because it is still well above the 50-day moving average of 165. So for people asking where do we get in on more Microsoft, Apple or something like that, I would say you're nowhere near the bottom of any of these names because Microsoft is well below its 50-period moving average right way below right now. This is a much better buy in my opinion than Apple, right? You have a Google today as well. But again, if you want to play strength, look at Google. I don't know, is that this? Yeah, there it is. So you're almost like a 200 period for Google today as well. So if you're going to look at any of these names, I would say Apple is actually the winner as it's still pretty high up. Like, you know, nowhere near breaking this, and it may not do that. So if you want to average into an Apple trade, I think you should try that this period, which may come this week down to 165. To me, that's not a horrible spot at all. I thought we were trying to reload this so far, but I don't wonder where my reload spot is here. Did we already get long? Let's double check this. Yes, there it is. We already got that trade. Just wondering if you're 1310. So that's the reloaded right now on our friend, and not a friend for very long. It seems like so far right down there. Our average price now 314. So sorry, 1314 now on so far. So we'll see if that's good. But right now we're long on Nike, so far. So we'll go over the big board now with Brendan and figure out what's happening now. Hopefully the market starts to turn a little green.
Hey guys, 10 o'clock happening now, brought to you by ShareVision this week. Here we go. Yeah, lots of red numbers right across the board so far. S&P 500, 1.5 to the downside. The Dow just broke that 1 full percent mark. All three of the Russell 3,000 indexes, 1.2% to the downside. The NASDAQ leading though still 2% in negative territory. Even here in Toronto, we're down about 0.7 on the TSX. Resource stocks under pressure, even with metal prices falling. Couple of things we discussed. If you joined us at 8:30 this morning in pre-market, with chip makers on the watch list. This is Taiwan Semiconductor back to these lows from the pre-market, down or still up 1%, but giving back a lot of what we saw in the pre-market when you joined us. Moderna got flushed at the open and then has just absolutely ripped off 208 through that pre-market high. We're retesting it now, guys. ShareVision is the dedicated platform for finance creators, dedicated streaming platform for finance creators. Go over, check them out right now at sharevision.com.
Wow, you might have just heard, wow, what just happened there? Okay, Nike was just on one there, so we were able to get out. Only 25% up there at 70.
SGML.
Right there, so wow, things were rocking. And I was like, okay, here we go. But yeah, rocking no more as, Nike right back down to the bottom there. Good out for us. So unfortunately that happened as we were going to credit there, but that was an out there for Nike. You can see here SoFi right back down to 13. So just like to cancel my 13.40. That was a good out. Now we're reloaded back down here to 13. So watch out for SoFi trying to take out those levels. I don't know, man. A little bit of a breaker here. We'll average in. We'll see if it bumps back up. But right now, SoFi are out to be a break of 90, but there's a break through 13. Ugly for SoFi.
Yeah, trying to find some things that don't look as bad for a long time. I watched NVIDIA just sort of continuing to hang down those lows as the market just cracked 46 on the ES. But AMD here actually is holding a higher low at 127. And you start to think about something where, okay, it's already made a flush bottom at 126, trying to hold a higher low. And again, I'm probably going to want to nibble with relatively tight stop on any kind of a long. So I'm going to try it. It's hold 127 right now. And it's actually being tested. Of course, like I said, if it could hold 127, that's great. You can now not get past that.
SGML.
I don't want want to be fighting this market, and the shorts have been pretty good. If you've got anything basically on the short side, whereas I now basically just looking for a specific entry on AMD, you see that get blown away. I'm going to go back over to Turing, which is now holding VWAP. So that retracement usually is one that I like to VWAP. I'm going to hold on to the last leg here only because of how weak the market happens to be. And then the rest I want out is set even. Affirm is the other name I'm watching, and it's now holding below 74. Because that 74 is such a key level, suddenly shorting at the bottom gives me a pretty clean out. If it wants to go back above like 74.25, I can always take it out there. So I am looking to sort of run at the bottom. I'm going to give it probably less room than I would if I was shorting it up at the top. I'd give that like 50 cents to a buck sometime. But here off the absolute low, if it trace the bottom, 70 I think is the next stop. And if this market continues to flood, like it spikes, you do not want to get caught in reversal, hence the tight stop. And by the way, Tesla is now kind of barcoding 980 to 1000. That still has a chance to break back up. And I feel like if Tesla breaks back up and takes out 1000 to the upside, we should get a bit of money.
Oh boy. Yeah, the bloodbath continues, and the Nasdaq down 2.25 right now for 7 points. It's 90. We go for 90, as that just falls down a little bit there, but again, lucky to get out of the way of this one. As it makes out, good thing we took out a quarter there, like 20 cents or whatever it was on the average price, and then we moved about 40 cents on the drop down below 149.75 there. So our outlook looks like it's 71s. We tried to get another long, it didn't work because of the big average in and then out. So, oh man, off of 149 and change. I don't mind going long again if we take out 150, so we'll have that order in there, but pretty nasty so far. And then SoFi, we took a 13 bid. You saw that happen as it cracked down below. The lowest for SoFi today is 94. So that could be a thing that obviously is in trouble today. Down another 5% here on SoFi, so we'll look to see that. Where's Rivian? Because definitely that's a name I want to be short now. Too low, $80 there, yeah. Too low for Rivian, we obviously want it up here, which brings me back over to my other friend, Lucid, today. Wow, what a great short that was at 42, man. We called that short. That was actually 42.80 there. We took it out. And so nice trading for Lucid, but still down that 2% today. That could be another name. And then, look, shout out to Niagara Charlie, who's on the chat here as well. No, I'm not. I'm waiting for this name to come through. It's got Nike. Come on, now Nike breaks above 50 again. Okay, it's now long at 150 again here on NKD. Hopefully that'll work. Neo's starting to pop now. But what I was getting at, I don't remember the name I was talking about. Oh, with AMC, yeah, what's up? Did you say busy in the brain? AMC here, a nice little move. I was still waiting for a 20 bid, so down to like 2080, something like that for AMC. But here's a nice little run, man. Let's get out of maybe some Nike if we can test near view up again. 150.50. We're back in the trading, back into the money on NKD. Maybe found a bottom here around 150.
Speaking of maybe found a bottom, that quick tight stop short is firm in and out. That slides break back to the upside. Beyond me, you like only two ways. It didn't give you the short off the high, but it just bounced off that 65.50. So now I'm looking to get into this one after it held that level of support. So that is down here in front of that 65.5. First leg in 166. I'll I'll add to it in front of 66.50, probably in that 3/4 range. And then we'll see if this one can hold support. So Beyond Meat, it did have that positive news flow. We didn't really think it was going to cause a breakout. I thought it would be a fade, but there's only one level I like for the dip. It's now come to that price, so we can get into some Beyond Meat. Been pretty patient here, trying to find a bottom, or at least any kind of a bottom that I wanted to trade off of. Just coming back, if you're watching ISIG, that stock, it never got to the 30. It's only been fading here, so it turned into one of those. It's pretty much just dead at that point. I think I was looking for a short to pop off the open. It just never got anywhere close. And now you're all the way through the pre-market lows. This one could be a little bit of a nothing burger and done like dinner story. Turing, which was obviously this was one of the stronger names in the market. Actually, I can't. The strongest name that isn't some sort of a small cap.
I think it is the strongest.
Yeah, it probably. Yeah, I mean, there's small cap like biopharma names that are up, I suppose, but Turing, the biggest, might hold. Yeah, you guys might hold. Actually, just bounced off the off, but it's still struggling at that 760 to 770 area. that we showed on the 15-minute chart. What concerns me about the shorts and why I only have an hour and a little bit of Turing left, the Tesla just broke that 1,000, and the ES just broke back about 4,600. So I think some of these stocks you're looking for reversal are about to come in here, Brendan.
Space, guys, just popping up as well. Another one struggling today as expected, but you can see huge volume here on Virgin Galactic as we got up to, I guess, pre-market levels there. Huge sell order came in and took this thing right back down. So Space trying to back.
I mean, I'm glad we're over $1,000, well, close to about $1,000 now with the money on BTC. You guys saw me in the pre-market here go in and buy some Bitcoin down here at 40,000. So now it's back to 41,000. So that's apparently a good buy for now there on Bitcoin. And this is right when we came on the air, man. You saw me going in there buying some crypto, and that's it. And I even told you we was doing that live on the show. So there it is. Who knows? It's going to be a good one, but we did buy some more at 40, and it was BTC. I'm overweighted on it here, so we need to get some Bitcoin in the account. So there it is, right there. And then look at Nike right now. Nike goes right back to a positive state for us. As Nike now 50 cents in the money. Unfortunately, we did get a drop below 150. We're staying disciplined. We don't know how far these things can fall, but there it goes. A nice little freak out on NKE, now 40 cents in the money on that one. And then and again, I apologize if you didn't see this trade, but we reloaded it down here at 28. We've been talking about buying at these levels. So there it is again. Another reload and up on the way out, on the way up. This is again at 25. And then notice that it went up as high. So our rate bouncing off the blue up, try to take some out there. And then SoFi, honestly, like, yeah, we're hitting the SoFi. SoFi's been fine for us. We are up on the stock, and hopefully we continue to run. We do have a bottom down here at 12.90. That's staring you right in the face. So the most that SoFi trading is 15 cents. So with that being said, it's long at 04. So I'd like to see this get up into the 20s before we start taking some more out. So take a little piece out there at 10, and then we'll wait to see where SoFi turns around on. I know you're on a show right now, you don't need to talk about that. And then there's Tesla, like you just mentioned, getting jiggy with it, breaking. Yeah, I think it's pretty good there, breaking back above 1,000. We'll just see if it holds it on the NASDAQ. Yuck day. NASDAQ looking to take out bottoms right now. And then before, I heard something in my ear. I don't know what exactly, but okay, it's Brendan. Just hold on 1 second. AMD down to the downside. If we can pick something up here around 127, could possibly be worth a shot here with AMD as well. What's up, Brendan?
Just seeing Bristol Myers, guys, out with looks like some data this morning on possible treatment for, or one treatment that they're working on. Also, some earnings expectations, but probably more important for this one. So BMY out with a full year in Q1 earnings expectations this morning. Just a really nice day here for Bristol Myers.
I guess that's another thing. Like with Eli, Eli really falls into that category. Not a bad place to hide the money as well. Now you mentioned Virgin Galactic. I pulled the chart. I saw Friday's price action, and I said to myself, okay, like this 1220 area into 1250. Like I just want to be short in that range. If 1250 break, we'll just get out of it. And I'm trying to find places where I think, if it's at a level here that I think we can dig into the money a little lower, find something to not beat up on, but just ride the wave down. But just started on Virgin Galactic. Like I said, the only long I have right now is Beyond Me. You just talked about I want to go to BBLG because apparently that's halted again. It's just like a few times now. Yeah, so I want to say it's fourth halt now on BBLG. And I'm going to double check again for locations because at this point, if it gets through $7, BBLG, like it'd be, I could either have one long, which would be like potential, maybe a 7 break, and scalp some of it out, which is what I'm going to do. And then you start thinking about $9 because it's getting out of hand. BBLG now gonzo to the upside. It should be a 5-minute halt, so we're up in 3 minutes. Have plenty of time to check for those locates. And then just monitoring Tesla, it's broken 1,000, but it's kind of like a big buff. It's kind of back and forth. Like it couldn't get through like this 930, I guess, range open price, and it's sort of battling back into the 1,000 range. If it holds the consolidation above, I think that's the successful turn. Beyond Me, where I decided to go into the long because they have a positive news today. And of course, the second I say the Jets managed to hold the top end of the range, it cracks 1,000 to the downside. That's exactly what happened when I was talking about AMD. Tesla doing the same thing. And this is why I'm not really forcing into any of the long term. It's just the market continues to crack. The NASDAQ and the ES is both at fresh lows.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to be wrong shorting some of these markets here. It's a pretty massive hit. So, yeah, to hold your shares as close as you can. on a day like today, and we'll see where we go because it's just been a nasty one. And I'm obviously nervous about what this fund wants to do, but we're just going to go back and try to find some good names. We want to find some four, so we're long for right now at 22.75. We waited for this to drop down, and maybe we made a bottom there, not sure, on four. But here we go, we'll take this one in. The bottom here is 22.40 recently. To look at a chart doesn't really give us too much except for that exact same level. So I think we can probably hold this big at 23.40. Not going to be a big hit. I don't expect this to go down much further, but down into here, 23, 23, maybe just 22 flat on a sell. But let's hold forward and see if this one wants to do something. Okay, AMD again, we're long into this one. This is, guys, we'll hit this again. Like, look at all the positions I have. It's absolutely nuts right now. We'll hit a new position alert here for AMD. We're long at 127.40. It was just did go up. That's the one that did go up into the money there for us, and then dropped right back down. So again, you're gonna have to play this one off at 126. So an early starter position, averaging into this at 126.50. But hey, this one watching out for these bottoms, 126 flat. We're coming into play, and so far not so good on some of the longs that we're holding. Neil's been fine. Neil's been back and forth. Able to take a lot out here. We're holding this one for that. You already know the sort of plan of action here on SoFi. This breaks back down below 90. We're gone. Looks like they all tested some of these bottoms. We're still pretty good, man. We're giving back about 20% of our daily net so far, holding some of these. So hopefully the news does not stop here and continues back up to the upside.
Yeah, one of those days you see some of these inverse ETFs starting to pop up to the upside. Here's the S&P, or one of the S&P ones, SPXU. 5.5% big volume at day highs, guys. Lots of buying coming in.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, there you go. And the game, by the way, if you're looking at the meme names, well, I guess, whatever you want to call them, GameStop down 13%, just got to 120 even. So down, over 10% as you can see. I'm assuming AMC something similar. You go back to last week as quick as I can here. The wick bottom before the huge run was right here off of 120. So if you were looking to pick a bottom on a GameStop, this would be where to go. Like I said, I'm not forcing anything in the longs. I've got Beyond Meat here. I was watching AMC because I like some of those levels. But Beyond Meat gave you one on positive news. It kind of makes some sense. And by the way, we talked about hiding. This is Morgan Stanley. Like Morgan Stanley just backed off the 105 high again. So this has been doing this, like the 100 to 105 several times here. It's been in the midst of a breakout, but even this can't break out as the market continues to plunge lower. The GameStop's on my radar. If it holds 120 maybe a second time, and I can get a tight stock trade in here off that 120 level, that could be just worth it from a risk to reward. Because look at the gap. Just now with this gap, $6 from $7 to 127. Immediately to 120. I'm going to assume if I look at pull up AMC, maybe not as big of a drop, but yeah, hard quoting around that bottom. Not as weak as GameStop. So GameStop looking a heck of a lot worse than AMC does right now.
Yeah, okay, we should have got a Ford there on that little pop. Ford popped to 82 there in our long at 76. We could have pushed out something there. We should have. So we'll try to do that again if it does go upside. AMD, the exact same story. And AMD went 30 cents into the money for us. We're long at 127.40. Went all the way up to 60. So here it is again. Right actually with the 70 right there. So that's 30 cents. We are long at 127.40. Right now it's at 127.70 or 65. I'm waiting at 7. I'm waiting at 80 to get a piece out here. So if this can rip off that great review off this, come on, one more push upside on AMD, and we should be able to get that out right here near this view off. And there it is. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, yes, yes. Let's go, man. Then we're right back to the high we've been at all day here as Neil's starting to get extended here. There goes AMD, a 50-cent winner for us. So we're putting that one on the board and raising some registers on that one because today we need to do a little bit of this. We need to make sure that we're putting some of this in our pocket as we start to go back up to the upside. Neil as well. Big movers, man. Buy these dips. And again, honestly, 28 bucks, man. We identified that level, and it's not a hard one. I mean, 28's held the last little while. So as we go here, 28. So we're just playing off that, and we understand that we could get cracked. But today is not a day to try to, make it huge, I don't think. It's just a day where I think if you find the right names, you can massage your trades and then take some nice winners. So there goes Neo off of 28. I'm scalping 20 cents over and over again here, as you guys can see on the minute chart, wherever it is right here. Good scalping one time, 2 times with the same trade. So basically 2 times a reload, right back to you off again. So holding out for hope here that the day is not
still up at 1,000. It's broken twice. The opening range top at 1,007. It got to like 8s. It just got to 10s. I think it's getting close to that point. And again, if I try to trade, the mistake I made on Friday was having an initial stop on the break and wanting to give $5 worth of risk and then holding on to it. So this time, I want to try to stick to it. And if it's going to be this 1,000 level that I'm in front of, then I want to make sure I'm getting out in front of it. But again, like you see what happens, it keeps barcoding and then breaking down to more fuel off at 95, 96. So before I think about that 1,000 level, I kind of want to see if I can get anything close to that pre-market low, right around that 95, 96. So in the name of patience, if I can end up using I guess a farther away stop and get really thinking about price, like I tried in Beyond, by the way, I don't know what it's called, that one just broke the bottom as well. So I'm already at the bottom one bottom trade, hanging on to short to keep on working. I haven't got any more shares of Turing, but I'm looking to see if we can hold VWAP on Tesla. But I only want tight stop losses at this point. Like picking the bottom for me, I'm not gonna go down with that shift. In, out, tight stop. If you get it, then hold on to it. If it doesn't break that low, so Tesla, it'll be 995 in VWAP. You might see it pop in, but right now I don't see the need to go jump into these willy-nilly. In that hour that I've been holding on to since the morning, since the open, right when it flushed at 7:30, it has done nothing but threaten low in the day. It either breaks the low or tries to get back above 7 in VWAP. It's pretty binary for me. It's looking at the low. If it breaks low in the day, I think it's going to flush again. If it breaks 670, I can get out at 7 and still be profitable on a bit of a trail. And then Virgin Galactic, we did take one leg of profit on space. I would say don't trade this book. Sometimes it can be difficult to short a name that you have long in your long term, but it's easier when it's a shot play that when you put that money into it, if it went to 0, you already okay with it before you put in. That's the bucket that space belongs in. When the momentum is in the downside, you've got to be able to trade it southbound. My next target would be $12 unit. It kind of stands out here. That's a little bit obvious. And then we're going to take you to the small cap recap.
Hey guys, yeah, small cap time. Interesting day for some of these names, specifically with news showing a lot of underlying strength with the overall weakness in the market. RVPH was one that was popping up here in the free market. Give you a nice level here to work with just before the open, 265, 260. Comes into this level, which was around 320. If you go to a daily chart, pretty significant level, so I use my trade there. But it did give you $3 on the downside for RVPH. ISIG, interesting, very, very thinly traded. You got to be so careful with this stock. 2750 was that high, and then 29 was the actual high. Took a couple of shots at this down to 25. Obviously should have held, but there was support there in the pre-market, so I got out of the way. Tilray, I don't buy this move up whatsoever. The daily chart is super weak still, 788, as Neil was saying, significant levels. So first attempt failed there, but just working off of 780 to 8. I can be patient with Tilray. Guys, back to you.
I'm glad someone brought up GFS, because every now and then I forget about it. And the reason I do is because it doesn't do a lot of volume. Global Foundries, only 300,000 shares, so for day trading, probably not your jam, but finally getting back into those mids, those mid-50s. So this is a stock I was, and sometimes you get burned by patiently waiting for something to come back in, but this could end up working out once we're off the show, I guess once we're back into lunchtime. This is when I want to throw a big bid in front of 55, and I think if it gets to that 56 and change level in front of that 52, 55, I want to be long this just to add to it. I like this one on the IPO and never got it at 44, and I've been sort of kicking myself ever since. Like I talked about Tesla, it looks for now like it wants to hold 1,000 level and maybe not even give you that 995. I tested down and bounced off of 1,035 cents. So I'll go for it with a stop at 1,000, knowing that I'm sort of willing to maybe take a 90, something in front of 95 if it gets there. But if I can get 1s and 2s, I might take my first shot at Tesla here. It's looking a little bit stronger than it was before, and the market is showing some signs of trying to bounce here. So I do think the relative weakness that Tesla has put in makes it intriguing for a long, but this is not one I want to go down with a ship win, nor risk the entire morning that I have. So I got a 102 just now. And look, risking only a couple of bucks on Tesla, I don't think that's usually the way to go here, but on the way today is trading, at least the way the market feels today, that's kind of how I want to play these longs. I played it tight to the vest with Beyond Meat. I'm going to play it tight to the vest with Tesla. I never got the reload on Tilray nor Virgin Galactic, but those are still two names that I would be willing to short on pops. And we'll check back in on Rivian and Lucid once I get some orders out on Tesla, because if it fails at 110 again, I probably want to get some out in front of it, so like a 108 or something, just to scalp $5 or $6. I'm only risking 2 in slippage. Well, taking 5 or 6, probably.
Yeah, we're here. We've got a good one. So bang right there as we get $1.50 or so in the money for AMD as that continues to ride higher there. It just touched 128.70, 128.75, guys, for AMD. And here it goes. So now it's only in the money $1, but it was in there that $1.40 or so to the top side. Let's see if it continues to work out. The only stock that's falling down that we haven't averaged into yet, well, first of all, that was a small trade. This is a bigger one. So we are in the Ford right now, and it just keeps on like dripping downside here. So I guess Kathy has had some effect on this name, but whatever. We'll hold this, making money everywhere else, but definitely not on this name. So we'll wait to see. Wow, look at AMD. Yes, here we go.
I think we're starting to get the breaks now, right? The NASDAQ just bounced off the bottom 15.2. Tesla just broke that 10.10 level. So I'm going to hold on for dear life. Like I said, I was going to scalp some out there. And scalping on Tesla means $4 or $5. And then you see if it continues this push, we can get into this cluster at 10.15 to 10.20 from the pre-market. And I'm going to love the risk reward there. I had a tight stop on it, and that trade, you could have been giving it to 95. I was sort of skeptical at whether it would go right away, so I wanted a tight stop instead. And as that happens, of course, I said we would check back in on Lucid. Makes the bottom 40.50. Now it's back into that lower high that actually trailed me out the last time. So it's right back at that lower high. 43 remains the level on Lucid, and I don't think you'll see me short a different price. I tried once and that was a loss, so the short off 43 is just a better level. It's a 50 period as well. But Tesla, let's get off to the races. If this is the bottom and it actually gets through that churn at 10.20, this could really start to go here. 1,000, that'd be like a wick bottom below 1,000. And I know AMD has some good relative strength, so hopefully longs will finally start to come in here. It feels like we might have a bottom. Feels like.
Yeah, let's go. Come out now.
Are you gonna like it?
Yeah, we're gonna like it right now. Let's go. Let's go Nike right now. Nice little win for us. Boom! There it is right now on Nike. A big win for us here. 80 cents in the money on anything. Trying to take some out there at 90. I don't know. Just got this out there. Hopefully that can come down. We don't celebrate a little too early. On AMD, guys, another one. Bang right there. $2 plus. Now in the money on AMD. So, yeah, bottom pick a little bit there, but got pretty cheesy with this one. AMD, a nice little move and a run to the upside as we're at the highest spot we've been at all day now. And we're going to get a little bit more information right now from Brendo at the big desk.
Just double checking on the timing on this. SRPT 1024, so a couple minutes ago. Halted news pending here, guys, for SRPT. So heads up on that, down 1% on the day, but news pending halted.
News pending.
Is that Sarepta Therapeutics? Okay,
it is.
I'm always like, why do I know that stock? And I know that stock for some reason. It doesn't come to mind immediately. That target area for Tesla, that 10, 15 to 10.20 said, the bottom of the pre-market, you can read it right here, is more like 10, 13. So it's a wider range. It's a $7 range, but it's in that range right now. And as it gets close to that 10.20, you know me, I'm looking to get forces in now. It's already starting to slow down. I'm going to put a trail at 1,015 in the middle just to make sure I lock the profit in. If the market was stronger, I probably wouldn't want to do this, but let's face it, the market hasn't been that strong, and I don't want this thing breaking back to the downside, and I don't lock in some profit. So to make the turn here, fair enough, we're going to bag $12 on the last half of this trade, and then if this isn't the low, then hey, we made a good out and it'll look fantastic on the chart. If we do break, this is the bottom, there's still the chance that Tesla breaks out of 1,020, and then you can structure a trade either breaking out of that 1,020 or maybe in this same channel from the pre-market. But this is one where I think hitting and running is the way to go. I was sort of scouting this trade out when it got to 1,000 and sort of cautious pulling the trigger until it actually held the 1,000 mark. And once it held the 1,000 mark, that's when we jumped into the trade almost immediately. Some of the shorts that have got on, maybe the last leg of those won't work out. I think the jury's out on Tilray. It's still holding the lower high, but if you wonder why that lower high is significant on Tilray, if I zoom back out here, it's this little chop area, 760 to 770. That's that range. I think that lower high off that $8 fade. When it fails at 8, you go to the next level down, and that's why I think it's running into resistance there. If it breaks it, it probably resets the high.
And the NASDAQ, yeah, good trade there on Tesla. Yeah, the NASDAQ is still down that 2 and a bit. Wow. I mean, you might just want to forget about buying individual names, guys, and just buy the NASDAQ right here. Is that like a lot of names getting hit? Facebook down 4. I mean, what is Microsoft down today as well? Yeah, 3. Okay, so this is not so bad. I mean, it's still down 2.5, but off its bottoms down there at 305. Facebook is the one that I'm talking about right here, down 4 and a bit %. I love this name, but it doesn't matter what I say, as Facebook right now, as it loads, are getting absolutely destroyed today, like just straight to the downside. We are noticing that this is a stock that I like to trade in the afternoon because it does give you these crazy moves out of nowhere. But where's my 20-minute trade? Let's keep on pushing these things down. Yeah, so we've already broken it. I don't know why it just doesn't load back there, but yeah,
whoa, what the?
Very, very low.
Not DWAC again.
DWAC starting again. mRNA moving, DWAC. People talking about DWAC.
It just popped 10%. I don't know. Did another rumor come out on this? Like, is there?
I mean, what could the rumors possibly be at this point?
Maybe, like, remember there was no one was actually reporting other than that one story that we saw of the actual date. Like, maybe that's been confirmed or something. Guys, I'm doing the same thing you I'm going to my tweet deck and just kind of looking to see if I find something on it. But I'm not really seeing anything obvious in terms of news. But DWAC, the last time it did this, it was a fade. You can see I tried to get that 55 short, and then a tight stop there. You saw it break to 65 even. It broke the key 655, but if you look at the action in the pre-market from Friday, it couldn't get past $58. 58 was resistance on DWAC. So if you've got this to the long side, I'm going to go check in on paper shorts. It just went to 57.50. So that same level it couldn't break, and then when we thought we were going to be bullish on Friday, that 58 level looks like it's resistance once again. So DWAC doing some DWAC things, and Brennan, he's got the news.
Fox, guys, this was actually 3 hours ago, but worth a mention. Anyways, Fox reporting Republican Devin Nunes will be the CEO, possibly. Will leave Congress to take big tech as the CEO of Trump Media Technology. So, again, that was about 3 hours ago from Fox.
So, yeah, I mean, look, the only thing I will say is when you have a stock with the type of momentum that the DWAC has, it can probably just make breaks without there being specific news. Like, there's going to be enough interest here because when you look at the volume spike, it did make an opening range break at 54. So that's kind of a technical breakout anyway. We saw, like, even back when Kodak was making moves, like, it would just randomly, like before GameStop, it would just randomly, without any sort of secondary play, might put in a range like this and give you a breakout. And then it's just the traders. It's just traders pumping into the upside and then taking it. But 58 still remains a big level. That's why I'm going to go check for paper shorts because I don't think we can short DWAC for free. That's probably not going out on a limb. And if it gives me another crack at 58 even, I don't mind getting stopped at 58 and then looking back towards the highs that it made on. I guess it would have been, was it Thursday? I want to say.
Yeah, it was one of those days.
Thursday.
Yeah, so I went long Foonware here. So we'll see what happens with fun. See if we can have a little bit of this with this name. Took it at the 75 break. Just going to give it back to 60, sort of where this move started. I'm not going to give it all the way back down here to 50 because that's just too far of a hit. I think we can get up to $3. Might be good here, but again, we'll just wait to see if there's any love. And if it fades back down, we're going to be out at 60 for a 15-cent hit. So that's something that we'll test out here on Fun. And hey, we'll have some fun. We'll get a first leg out. If we can take 10 cents on the first third, and then I'll put our risk reward way in. We've already pocketed the 10 cents if we can get it. And then we'll wait for 60 on the downside for an ultimate trail. We did get out of AMD there. For some reason, it cracked all the way back down to 128.10. We got out. Now it's starting to rip higher. Here, I do like AMD, though. A good name and just very, very violent. Shouldn't put stop orders on this name, to be honest with you, but I did it. 128.60. Maybe another long here coming on that name. SoFi, I don't know, waiting, man, waiting. We reloaded it down here. You can still see my average price is 01. We haven't taken a loss on SoFi yet, but this one just bouncing around 12.90. We talked about that would be our out, so we did take another reload. down there at 93, so that turned out to be pretty good. And Nike, 65 cents in the money. We do wind up getting that 79 or 80 there, like we wanted, so now it's right back into the money again for us on Nike, 63 cents upside. So right now, not much to worry about. Ford has fallen down. If we can get something out here around 65, we should probably do that for 10 cents worth of a hit as we just bounced off 50. It breaks that 50, it could get pretty nasty. So let's take a little bit of risk off here on Ford.
And we'll do this one for, hey man, I haven't been running my mouth too much about us beating the New England Patriots, but we'll spike it out for Virgin Galactic. It's maybe not the exact price I would have liked getting the short, and I did want to add to it if I could have gotten closer to 12.50, but it gives you the quarters at VWAP, and then it gives you 12 even for the quick little scalp trade. And sometimes when the market started falling and I missed out on the Rivian short, we got a piece of Lucid, and I went to Affirm. And then after that, when Brennan brought up the fact that space was giving you a chance off the high, just sort of understanding where the higher probability bets might end up being there. And again, Affirm, I could have held on to the short through the bottom at 74, but that's not the price that I love. So I end up not getting too greedy with it. We'll see if that ends up being the right call. At the end of the day, it's still trending to the downside, but it's about not wanting to give away profits. And this has been a morning where you've seen Sean do it, you see myself here. Maybe we're a little bit less aggressive today. It feels like the right call. It's been the right call. Get in, get out, take your profits, reassess. Don't chase things too far here. And I'm going to do that with Affirm, despite the fact that it looks like it's continuing lower on the trend. This one is definitely in some trouble. It looks like, and I sort of said this, like if Tesla ended up holding that 1020, this trade would look fantastic. But you got to remember the other end of the coin. If the market has made a bottom here, let's say the ES holds 46 and the NASDAQ holds 15 too, and we broke 1020, this trade would look equally stupid when all of a sudden Tesla on a rebound would be at like 1040 or something. So you have to make sure you structure that trade knowing that if I get out for the scalp and it continues to run, well, you got to be okay with that. So in this case, it ends up being right, but it can always go the other way on you there. I'm still checking back in on Global Foundries out of my own curiosity, still not breaking that low of the day. 55 comes in. This is one that I want to be picking up today. And this is a long term. I don't think it's a day trade bounce off 55 by any stretch of the imagination. I just think this is one I've wanted to have for a few weeks now, and it's finally patiently come back enough to dig into it.
Yeah, wow. A lot of stocks coming back in to dig into today. Yeah, forget about MindMed. Roblox just took out 79 there as well to the downside. That could be a name. Oh, so I was looking at Palantir, people asking about it. I don't think I want to get into this until we break above 1560. Like, I'd like to see some kind of a trend change on this name until we get into it today. Palantir down that 6.5%. So we'll have to wait to see here some sort of a change of trend. So I think like a 1560 break might do the trick there and get it going. But it's silly for me to go, because if I go long now, it's going to have to be a tight stop, and that's not something I really want to do. Like, I feel like it could wick to the downside again and again and again here today. So until this market gives us, like, we're at the lows right now of the NASDAQ. So the last thing I want to do is pick up a name that has a negative PE or anything like that right now. Trying to find some higher quality, which doesn't make much sense when I'm in SoFi here, but SoFi continues to fall, and we took a little bit of profit there at that 1305. We're getting near a stopping spot here for SoFi, as the NASDAQ just keeps on going lower here. We'll wait to see, but if that breaks through 90, then we're gone. Nike holding up quite well, so maybe we take profit on this one, but we're 65 cents in the money, so we'll hold on to it. NEO came all the way back, but NEO's been good for us too. We do have a stop on NEO, so maybe this is a good reload spot, but again, let's not throw, bad money after good here. Like, you've already hit NEO for a couple times.
You know what they say, by the way.
And done quite well on that. You know what? Hold on a second. We're going to get this down here to 27.50. That's going to be my next reload. We'll look at this.
So always double check your stop order.
Oh,
and if you get in, prime example, if you get in the position you don't want to, just pay the spread and get out of it. Like, I triggered Tesla, that stop I had at 1,000 to cover the long. Triggers short, and this is the difference. Like, getting out immediately is taking a spread hit as opposed to losing like $2 or $3 if you try to hold on to it. So you just never want to do it. DWAC, which came in, like I said, I would fade it. It just never really gave me the price I wanted. Like, it goes up to 57 here, and I'm shorting off 58. That's a little bit far away to risk a buck. I was kind of hoping it would pump higher. It's already looking like it wants to break the bottom. So again, like, the first thing that I do when we get that news or get the move is there any particular reason? Brennan tells you the news is 3 hours old. Resistance from last week is at 58. So I don't see any reason why you'd try to go long there. You'd wait for 58 to actually get broken and then hold that level, or it's just a fade at that price. There's no need to rush into the trade, over trade or anything like that. I remain only in now. I took out Virgin Galactic in an hour, which, like I said, I'm going to hold. And then Tilray, which is the other one. And, you know, if it breaks this level here at 740, I'm looking to get out in front of 7. I might just park a bid in front of it right here. And no need to rush into anything right now. It's just, I was looking for names that are showing some quality. You mentioned there to pick up on a long, and I'm looking at Intel as a value possible type of name. Like, it's just one of those, man. You type it, and I never type Intel wrong. I always get it because I know it's NASDAQ. I've known that for years. But anyways, Intel looking relatively strong, up 1%. It just broke 54, got halfway to 55, and now trying to pull back. So this holds either 54 in consolidation or maybe even VWAP. This could be a safer place to find some scalp longs. I'm going to check in on some of the travel names as well, because with 20 minutes till we hand you on over to Trader Prad, this is not the time of day to sort of be forcing your way into anything, a momentum type of name. If it's not at a key level, and if it's not with the trend, then I don't want to be forcing my way into it. Maybe if it's a halt trade or like a small cap that's running, I don't really mind those. But CCL here, I mean, it just broke 21 even, which has been a recent floor for this stock. So that's, I mean, wow, this is a 21. This is a 21 break we had last week, and now we're breaking right back below that support level. So I guess if it holds an offer below that price, that can be worth it for a short. But I just checked in on this like 2 seconds ago. I'm not going to jump into that short instantly. I want to see it hold below 21. Even size forming at 21 could get pretty spicy. But pop CCL on the radar, down 4%. Even the reopen name's getting beaten up.
Yeah, we're just getting ready. I did reload here on AMD, so you want to talk about a key level. Yeah, not bad here, down to 127. So we'll see if the reload on AMD is trying to work. And then, honestly, like, I don't really have an out report. I wasn't going to take it out at 23.50. Was hoping that it would climb back into the 60s. So we'll have to wait here for Ford to get back to the upside. Not a huge position. Would much rather reload this near 23, but not working. You have it on our sticky note, 23.50. So here we go. We're trying to stay real to that, but we started a little bit too early up here at 23.70. So lesson learned on that one, and then an average incoming hopefully on AMD. Watch out for 126 at the bottom. I mean, right now NASDAQ is still sticking lower, but let's go over to Brendan. I can see it looks like a sea of red one more time.
Yeah, pretty ugly overall, guys. We'll show you the S&P 500 here. Widespread declines right across the entire board, almost 2% for the ES. 1 month lows, it's worth mentioning. Communication stocks over here, far corner. We're going to have Justin come by, talk a little bit more in depth on this Take-Two deal. You can see TTWO 15% almost to the downside on that acquisition of Zynga. Meta right below it, FB there, 4.3%. Twitter's here, Google's here. They're all here, and they're all red today, so it's one of those days. Healthcare, I wanted to mention CAH. They came out with Q4 and Q1 updated guidance, both to the downside, so 10% there for CAH. Humana 3% to the upside, kind of offsetting, but not enough. Moderna's having a nice day. We showed you Bristol Myers having a nice day, 3.5% for each. Everything else on the board in negative territory, including consumer discretionary stocks, the tech group, the entire things, both of them, the entire group's basically in negative territory, leading the way to the downside right now, as we said. Widespread declines, 1.8 right now for the S&P, guys. Back over to you.
Well, I saw some people asking in the chat there, what is Brendan using for the heat map? That's an icon terminal. Yep. It's a great tool. Sometimes, especially on days like today, you really want to get a sense of what's going on in the market, because there are times when things are sitting on the lows and we're in a bunch of shorts, or even the other direction, and then we'll look at the heat map and say, wait a minute, that's not what I expected to see across all the sectors, because we can get tied up looking at what's moving, and sometimes that can be very, very sector specific. BBLG, just to come back to someone, I see someone's moving there, but BBLG is still at the highs, so holding out and looking like it wants to break through the top. It's halted several times, but hasn't really capitulated. This one still has the chance to be able to go. I said if it broke 7, I was looking to see if it couldn't get to, like, 9 would be the only price I'd short if it broke 7 even. That'd be a scalp long. And I'm going to double check to see if we finally have locates on it. Have not been able to go short this name. Crazy volatility here, over 23 million shares, but holding the top end of the range to be sure.
Yeah, there's 23.40 on Ford. Should hold, but again, like we're coming in. I mean, this is 2340 right here. Ford today not able to withstand some of this automotive, I guess, thumping a little bit here. GM down 3 and a bit as well. And we did note earlier, and you guys are 100% right, thanks for bringing it to our attention there, about Aunt Kathy there, going red on, or not red, but just talking about its mood. And I mean, we agreed. I thought it was too far too fast as well, but didn't expect a 5% move to the downside, or else we wouldn't be in it. So right now we'll hold out for some hope here and see if Ford can get back to the upside. But this 40 area, though, definitely worth taking some risk off. There's only so much of this name I'm going to hold back down. So, we'll wait to see. Don't mind getting a little bit longer down here. But Ford, for right now, yeah, 40 not looking nice. Maybe take one more shot down on the downside. AMD just bouncing around. So this is another name that kind of looks very similar to everything else here. Just bouncing off these levels, trying to figure out what it wants to do. There's been a few names that are near bottoms. Neo, right now AMD, I think, just keeps wanting to bounce here with a possible reload down at 126 and change. So that's a name that we should have maybe been a little more aggressive on. But there we go. Funware bouncing as well. Not doing much. That was a 66 reload. Let's see if it could take out the top. But hey, we're actually not doing a whole hell of a lot now. But we do have a 40-cent winner now on AMD. Takes them out if we get anywhere near VWAP one more time, guys. Here it comes. Nice little move to the top side. We're actually doing pretty good here. Hard to complain on a day where we've made some mistakes, but we've definitely held these names close, traded them, and I think we've been picking out some decent levels. Man, NVIDIA, too, still 257. Like, I've chosen AMD, but wow, none of these names can get going there. That top is 127.60. Probably should have taken that out for another 40 cents. Let's switch it, man. I was in the 80s. I'm going to go to the 60s.
So Mike Jack asking what I think of Nikola. I'm going to talk about the stock because you probably don't mean what do I think about the company, but I'll say it anyways. If I was going to play hydrogen, I would be playing it with Plug Power, and both stocks aren't going to be that fantastic either. But there's been decent news from Nikola, at least recently. And you have, look, Sean, you pointed out that $9 level in Nikola, and everyone's like, why are you trading it? And Sean was like, because look at $9. Well, I think you can probably say the same thing, not nearly as strong, I want to say that first, about this 975 area here. If you go to the 15-minute, and I zoomed back too far there, but if you look at last week, 975, and what happens when a key level like that breaks? Wick bottom, and then snaps back to the upside. So you know there's something there to it. There's a there, I guess is the best way to put it. So as we're about 15 cents away from it right now, yeah, you can probably look at a 975 level for a scalp day trade off of the bottom. Like that's what I'm not talking about buy and hold Nikola because you're going to get rich if you hold this at 975 to infinity. No, but every single day, every time it's come down here, there's been a decent tradable reversal. I will caution and say that every single time it's been a really good long. These are all opening flushes. So I don't know whether that's going to hold true. We're to test it in the afternoon, but for now, it looks like it's a decent long opportunity for something like Nikola. As long as you understand, if it breaks out of that range, then that's your stop. And Brendan at the desk has one.
Yeah, we're going to touch on, hi guys, there we go. Take two, yeah, this was the headline we came into this morning here, $12.7 billion deal, cash and stock. Remember, the most important part of this deal, it's actually mostly stock. We'll bring in Justin Kozach here, Day Trade the World marketing guy. Good to see you as always, Justin. Happy Monday. Bit of a red Monday on the markets as we've been discussing, but big headline here for Take-Two Interactive. I know you're all over this. Tell us what we need to know, sir.
Yes, good morning, and thanks, Brendan. Yes, happy Monday especially to Zynga. Take-Two Interactive acquiring probably one of the biggest names in gaming for a zinger of a deal at $12.7 billion. Did a double take when I saw that Take-Two headline. Take-Two, huge company, has, they publish titles such as Red Dead Redemption, always a difficult one to say, Borderlands, NBA 2K, and a number of other titles. Expected to close first quarter of 2023. Of course, waiting for regulatory approval as these things go with huge deals like this. Zynga, of course, a massive company, has Farmville, so spent way too many hours, certainly too many to count, or even those that I would admit publicly, and Words with Friends, and so they're, certainly no small company, certainly very well known, and also they are looking to roll out an Among Us and a competitor called Revamp on Snapchat. So them sticking with the mobile side of things. That's a huge deal for Zynga for that.
Yeah, monster price tag on this. I mean, you're a guy that's in this space, watches this space. Take-Two Interactive, I mean, this is a social gaming company, Zynga. Is this a way for them to enter this space? Is this an improvement on this space? Talk a little bit, I guess, about what this means for Take-Two as well.
Well, certainly, they're going to be able to reach a lot of Zynga's customers, current user base. So this is a great way for them to get some of their titles onto a mobile platform, but also start to develop new titles for mobile as well. So smart opportunity for them. Certainly, I would say, one of the biggest acquisitions, likely in video game history. I mean, if you look at the Microsoft Bethesda deal, that was what, $7.5 billion. So. Certainly beating out that one, and then obviously Tencent's acquisition of Supercell, or at least the majority acquisition of Supercell for $8.5 billion. So definitely putting, taking that record and just absolutely smashing it. Will be interesting to see what happens. Now, I'm kind of excited for this. I'd like to see what Take-Two comes up with in the mobile space.
It's going to be interesting for both. I was just double checking here. Yes. So if anyone out there is a shareholder of Zynga, you're going to get $3.50 in cash per share, plus $6.36 worth of Take-Two shares to go along with that will come into your account. So big deal, obviously, in this space today. The other, kind of major headline, or somewhat major headline this morning, Justin, going to be on the crypto side of things. This slide continues that has kind of taken over since the latter half of last year into the beginning now weekend change of 2022. So crypto continues to be under pressure.
Bitcoin dropping to 40, well, I guess below 40K now. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but it will be interesting to see how that all goes. We were talking about this just before the show, and certainly this has to do with higher interest rates, but also you can take a look at stocks in tech and software. Those are also down as well this morning. So certainly that's not what's driving it. Definitely the higher interest rate environment is a big driver in that, but tech stocks just generally are down today.
Yeah, a lot of leverage, obviously, in the crypto markets as well being used. So not good if you are leveraged very, very high, and then they start increasing the cost of said leverage. Justin Kozak, Day Trade the World Marketing Guy. Pleasure as always. Thank you, sir. At Trader TV Justin. Check him out on Twitter, guys. Let him know what you would like to know more about, and he will find out. Thanks, Justin.
Thanks, Brendan.
There we go, guys. A little bit more on that Take-Two. Huge deal.
Yes, sir. Jake Kizzle killing it over there. Of course, bringing you some different color and making sure you understand the structure of that deal. Anytime people see a gap up and a fall through with volume like that, you might think it's one thing, but every deal has different structure. And sometimes if it's all stock, it's simple. If it's all cash, it's simple. In between can get a little bit hairy there, but it's a big one to say the least. Someone just said DWAC broke 57.40 going to 60. I'm going to say the same thing I said before. Again, I'm day trading it, so when it failed at 58, this is all about playing off of that level. But we were trading this, and I didn't win. It's not even showing my trades here, but I had a long in the pre-market on Friday after the gap. Well, it was the run, and then I guess it was gapping to the downside in DWAC, and it tried to get through 58. And I know this because sitting here watching it fail at that price of $58. So it has to chew through this. Maybe this is now going to give you that 58 break. I've already scalped around like 50 pennies, and I'm going to look for a retracement back into 55 for the rest. Either that or it breaks 58 even. So now it's binary. I'm either getting out in front of 55 or it's going to break that 58. And if it does, I think it has a decent chance to run. And if it breaks 58, Funware's probably going to be able to go too. So if you're watching that, then you make sure you're watching the other. If you're in DWAC, if you're into Funware, make sure you're watching DWAC because it's probably going to lead it. So 58 to me is that key price. For now, going to stay patient. Someone asked, was I reloading Tesla? And I said nope. Actually accidentally stopped into a short at 1,000. It would have worked, but I took it off because I didn't want that trade. But the market's still holding low at this time of day. The break, at least the attempt to break back out on Tesla, hold a wick bottom to 1,000 and then go long to 1,000, it worked. but it couldn't break out of the pre-market top range there at 1,013 to 1,025. And if it's not going to do that, I'm not going to fight it. It still has a chance that if it bounces back above, you can maybe get a 1,020 breakout later in the day if the market wants to hold those lows. But there is no fighting the trend, not in today's action. You can pick your spots for the longs, get in, get out, and that's how you survive when the market's coming down like this. Because sort of grabbing it and holding it usually gets you into trouble. But that whole scalp game, in and out, keeping the tight stops, or sort of scalping it while maintaining a core position, those are the strategies that work if the market is in a rebound like this. So a DWAC was on my mind. Tesla's on the back of my mind here, but that 58. If it breaks, I'm kind of, right now I'm not reversing into a long, but the more higher lows it puts in here, I might take a scalp long and then just see if I can't get it out in front of like 58, 50, and then 59, and then 60, 3 legs that way. But for now, I'm just hanging on to the short. 58 is the key price, and watch out, the spread is usually 20 to 40 cents on this stock, so be careful with the spread.
Okay, so a funny thing happened there. If you guys are trading Ford, you would know what we're talking about there. I don't know what this. We were waiting at 65. It absolutely ripped up to 65 there for no reason, from 42 up to 65. We took out half, then we reloaded it back down here at 44, and then it took out 40, and we got out of everything. So right now we're out of Ford. It is a negative stock for us today. So we'll go. Wow, what a good move that was on Ford to get us out of a little bit there before retesting back. So that's. For me, that's fine, even though we lost 4 cents there. We made back like 20 cents on this move. Right? I have no idea why that just happened. Obviously, I'd love to still be in it, but it went up and then just crashed down just as fast there. So Ford with a little bit of a funky move. I think we want to get longer now in the 40s for sure, as it looks like Ford right there, a nice little resistance off that move. So no idea where that came from. That was nuts. Thank you to Justin for coming through as well. Lots of information there. Zenga. I never played Farmville or anything like that, but definitely a very, very popular name. And yeah, wow, good buy there for Take Two, probably on a depressed asset. And a depressed asset right now, we just could have, again, it went right back up to 127 on us, which put us again another 20 cents in the money. But AMD right near a tipping point one more time here, trying to take out 126. The bottom is 126.20. We're almost there again. So yeah, we've been able to survive today. I don't really know how, but it's just quickly in and out. Let's go over to Brendan for the last update here. Only 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, quickly, we'll touch on currency markets here, guys. An important day, obviously, for the ones at the bottom of the list here. Cryptocurrencies under pressure continued. 40,000 held. Obviously, we're back to 40,800. Ethereum, though, right now at 3,000. So this is 3,000 going back to the move up. We had a very, very key level, obviously, for ETH needing to hold. Ripple under pressure as well. Otherwise, U.S. dollar very strong on the day to kick things off this week. Not very strong, but 0.3. So everything else basically 0.3 or more to the downside. No significant news driving this. Swiss franc is higher, notably 0.7. Everything else, as I mentioned, under pressure top to bottom, with the U.S. dollar still strong, guys.
Yeah, I was just saying there, like, I just got stopped at a DWAC at that 58. So overall, it'll be a positive trade, nowhere near as good as it could have been. But when a 58 was on the offer and it was breaking that level, the bid was at 57.60. Like, the bid wouldn't even tick up higher. I'm kind of kicking myself because that was a shot where I could have said to myself, well, if it breaks out and then the bid doesn't follow, which it absolutely did not. It was immediately back below 58, and then the bid was 57.50. I could have tried to get back in short at like in front of 58 even, but that looks like a failed breakout. You have to look. The way I look at it, when you're trading a name that has the risk of like breaking that 58, turning through 60, and halting upside on you, you've got to be able to maintain your stop. But that looks like it was a bit of a failed break. It's that spread that gets you once again. Sometimes the spread can be a pretty large hint. No one on that 58 break, outside of stop orders, I think was trying to buy that. Obviously, I had a stop order, so you can see me execute, but a lot of times that's a failed breakout. We'll see if it gives another chance off that 58 level, but I'll walk away from it sort of happy that we stayed disciplined in DWAC, and I'm sure Funware made a nice little pop there when 58 got taken out, so hopefully that worked out for you. Just still in Tilray, an hour, those two shorts. Tilray looks like, with the market continue to hold those lows, we're holding below VWAP now. I'm going to cancel that offer. and just sort of see if it gets down to that $7 range. If it tests, say, 720, 725, and barcode's long enough, I might consider taking it out there. But breaks towards 8, gives you the lower high consolidation, and then straight into VWAP, and now possibly the continuation. But remember, this is still good. It's a good news day for Tilray. If it holds $7 long enough, it has a decent shot that this could be a runner in the afternoon. From the back of my mind, I don't want to give away all of these profits. Only 2.5 minutes to go. Wow, this day it's flown by this morning, to be sure. And I think when the market's moving like this, that's what's going to happen for you. Of course, we all wish Miss V the best. I think she's been monitoring the chat at least a little bit at home. In a couple minutes, we are throwing you to Trader Prad. Or I could just, I always say Trader Prad, but just Prad for the Midday Mover show. And there's a lot moving here today, especially that DBLG, which is still looking pretty active.
Yeah, we got some out of the way here on AMD. Just it came right back up, so we took some 40s. We're long 80s, so we took a 40-cent hit there. It's the same win that we had here, 127.27 up to 67 or so. Sorry, yeah, 67. So 40 cents. Yeah, right. So there it is. Now it's starting to come back to the upside right here. So we're still very, very positive on AMD today, but I did want to take some risk off right there. Hopefully we can get a bouncing spot now on this name Neo Food. Oh yeah, by the way, we did take a little bit of a winner on Funware there. We got out at 83. We didn't wait for 85. We'll wait for that. Brendan, quickly.
SRPT, no news yet. We'll let you know. Actually, as I say that, there's a few things coming out. Their gene therapy SRP 9001 shows statistically significant functional improvements compared to pre-specified matches. I'll go through this, guys, and pick out what you need to know. But looks like that has come out for SRPT as I was up doing that currency segment. I want to mention this as well. The index, the NASDAQ index, guys, just passing. It was a little bit delayed, it looks like, but just passing the 10% mark from the highs, so officially correction territory for the NASDAQ index at this point.
Yep, yeah, it is getting corrected pretty well right now off of some of these bottoms. So I don't know. I think it's time to buy, but you guys.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely, look, you've had 10% pullbacks in some core games already, so it is starting to get to that point. I just wanted to, you got the super chat, and thank you, Hunter, for putting it for Sarepta Therapeutics there, but anyone can always check out NASDAQtrader.com for the halt page. If you are in something that's halted and you're looking for momentum names that might halt or have already that day, just check out that page. It's a great resource. It's already saying the resumption time, 11:10. That's where you can find that info. And it is almost on the dot. It's been a wild Monday. This day's not done. We're back at 2 o'clock. But right now, it is time to send you to the Midday Movers. Brad, go.
Never again, never again will you break my heart. Never again, never
Summer rain, kiss my lips and take me to the place. Summer rain, wash up for the first time you see face. Kiss my lips and take me to the place. Summer rain, wash up for the first time you see face. Smiles, her lines so nice. Ocean breeze in your trees. I can feel him every summer rain. Please.
Some days there's no one else who loves me like you used to. Some days I'm not myself. There's no one I can turn to. And I know all the feelings that we shared are in the past. And I know your relationships are never meant to last. It might take some time, but I'll be alright. I used to. Some days I'm not myself. There's no one I can turn to. And I know all the feelings that we shared are in the past. And I know your relationships are never meant to last. I'm moving on. I'm moving on. Some days there's no one else who loves me like you used to. Some days I'm not myself. There's no one I can turn to. And I know all the feelings that we shared are in the past. And I know your relationships are never meant to last. It might take some time, but I'll be alright. I'm moving on. I'm moving on. I know times are tough, but I've had enough. I'm moving on. I'm moving on.
Your heart was broke. I filled your cup until it overflowed. Took it so far just to keep you close. I was afraid to leave you on your own. I said I'd catch you if you fall, and if they laugh, then screw 'em all. And then I got you off your knees, got you right back on your feet, just so you could take advantage of me. Tell me how's it feel sitting out there, feeling so hard but too far away to hold me. You know I'm the one who put you out there, name in the sky. Does it ever get lonely? Thinking you could live without me, live without me. You know I'm the one who put you out there. I don't know why. Thinking you could live without me, live without me. You know I'm the one who put you out there. I don't know why. Tell me how's it feel sitting up there, feeling so hard but too far away to hold me. You know I'm the one who put you out there, name in the sky. Does it ever get lonely? Thinking you could live without me, live without me. You know I'm the one who put you out there. I don't know why. Thinking you could live without me, live without me. You know I'm the one who put you out there. I don't know why. I'm feeling like McLean, bare feet in the broken glass. I'm trying to run away from the pain, but I can't. I'm trying to change the way I felt before I fell apart. I'm trying to run away from this trail of broken hearts. It was you, me, the Baltic Sea, an airplane with a place to be. Yeah, we got cords in the middle of the airport. 2 bags, only 1 passport. We must have said goodbye 1,000 times before. Yeah, I can tell this time goodbye was so much more than you said. I'm feeling like McLean, bare feet on the broken glass. I wanna run away from the pain, but I can't. I'm trying to chase the way I felt before I fell apart. I'm trying to run away from this trail of broken hearts. Back before I fell apart, on the trail of broken hearts, broken hearts. Back before I fell apart, on the trail of broken hearts. I'm feeling like insane, leg arms in a straight jacket. I wanna run away from my pain, but I can't. I'm trying to change the way I felt before I fell apart. Trying to run away from the trail of broken hearts. It's been weeks, months, the years go by. I've been thinking about you every night. Yeah, we had love, then we let it get away. Love, 2 rings, and then 1 gave up. I've been trying to find something we had before. It kills me every time and breaks me more and more. I'm feeling like insane, leg arms in a straight jacket. I wanna run away from my brain, but I can't. I'm trying to chase the way I felt before I fell apart. Trying to run away from this trail of broken hearts. Back before I fell apart, on the trail of broken hearts, broken hearts. Back before I fell apart, on the trail of broken hearts, on the trail of broken hearts, on the trail of broken hearts. I'm feeling like McLean, on the trail of feet on the broken glass. I wanna run away from the pain, but I can't. I'm trying to change the way I felt before I fell apart. I'm trying to run away from this trail of broken hearts, broken hearts. Back before I fell apart, on the trail of broken hearts.
As long as you love me. As long as you love me.
Hey entrepreneur, did you know you don't need an accountant to manage your accounts?
You'll never be in doubt. That's what it's all about. You can take me for granted and smile. Count the days that I'm gone. Forget reaching me by phone. I promise I'll be gone for a while. And when you see me again, I hope that you have been the kind of person
to cry there, waiting outside there, grinning with a lost stare. That's when I decided, why should I care? 'Cause you weren't there when I was scared. I was so alone. You need to listen. I'm starting to trip, I'm losing my grip, and I'm in this thing alone. Open your eyes. Open up wide. Why should I care? 'Cause you weren't there when I was scared. I was so alone. You need to listen. I'm starting to trip, I'm losing my grip, and I'm in this thing alone. Come to decide that the things that I tried were in my life just to get high on. When I sit alone, come get a little known, but I need more than myself this time. Step from the road to the sea to the sky, and I do believe that we rely on. When I lay it on, come get to play it on all my life to sacrifice. Hey, oh, listen what I say, oh, I got joy, oh, listen what I say, oh. When will I know that I really can't go to the well once more time to decide on? When it's killing me, when will I really see all that I need to look inside? Come to believe that I better not leave before I get my chance to ride. When it's killing me, what do I really need? All that I need to look inside. Hey, oh, listen what I say, oh, come back and hey, oh, look at what I say, oh. The more I see, the less I know, the more I like to let it go, oh, hey, oh. Deep beneath the cover of another perfect wonder, where so white as snow, brightly divided by a world so undecided, and there's nowhere to go. In between the cover of another perfect wonder, and it's so white as snow, running through the field where all the tracks will be concealed, and there's nowhere to go.
SDIG.
To descend to a man for a friend, all the channels that have been broken down. Now you bring it up, I'm gonna ring it up just to hear you sing it out. Step from the road to the sea to the sky, and I do believe that we rely on. When I lay it on, come get to play it on all my life to sacrifice. Hey, oh, listen what I say, oh, I got your hey, oh, listen what I say, oh. The more I see, the less I know, the more I like to let it go, oh, hey, oh. Oh. Deep beneath the cover of another perfect wonder,
comes in you. And I ran so far away. I just ran all night and day. I couldn't get away. Reached out a hand to try again. I'm floating in a beam of light with you. A beam of light with you. Reached out a hand to touch your face. You're slowly disappearing from my view. Disappearing from my view. And I ran so far away. I just ran all night and day. And I ran so far away. I just ran all night and day. I couldn't get away. Finally, it has happened to me, right in front of my face. My feelings can describe it. Yeah. Meeting Mr. Right, the man of my dreams, the one who shows me true love, or so it seems. The brown cocoa skin and curly black hair, it's just the way he looks at me, the gentle love instead. Finally, you've come along. The way I feel about you, it just can't be wrong. If you only knew the way I feel about you, I just can't describe it. Oh no, no. Finally, it has happened to me, right in front of my face. My sweet as heaven to me, and I just cannot hide it. Finally, you gotta go and get angry at all of my honesty. You know I try, but I don't do too well with apologies. I hope I don't run out of time. Could someone call a referee? 'Cause I just need one more shot at forgiveness. I know you know that I made those mistakes maybe once or twice. By once or twice, I mean maybe a couple of 100 times. So let me redeem all myself tonight. 'Cause I just need one more shot at second chances. Yeah, is it too late now to say sorry? 'Cause I'm missing more than just your body. Oh, is it too late now to say sorry? Yeah, I know that I let you down. Is it too late to say I'm sorry now? Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Sorry. Yeah, I know that I let you down. You said too late to say I'm sorry now. I'll take every single piece of the blame if you want me to. Oh, but you know that there is no innocent one in this game for two. I'll go, and then you go out and spill the truth. Can we both say the words and forget this? Yeah, is it too late now to say sorry? 'Cause I'm missing more than just your body. Yeah, is it too late now to say sorry? Yeah, I know that I let you down. You said too late to say I'm sorry now. I'm not just trying to get you back on me. 'Cause I'm missing more than just your body. Yeah, is it too late now to say sorry? Yeah, I know that I let you down. You said too late to say I'm sorry now. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah, I know that I let you down. You said too late to say I'm sorry now.
I've been on my own for long enough. Maybe you can show me how to love. Maybe I'm going through withdrawals, and you don't even have to do too much. You can turn me on with just a touch, baby. I look around, some city's cold and empty. No one's around to judge me. I can see clearly when you're gone, you're gone, you're gone. And I say
I'm blinded by the lights. No, I can't sleep until I feel your touch. And I say I'm drowning in the night. Oh, when I'm like this, you're the one I trust.
I'm running out of time, 'cause I can see the sun light up the sky. So I hit the road in overdrive, baby. Oh. The city's cold and no one's around to judge me. And I can see clearly when you're gone, gone, gone.
I say I'm blinded by the lights. No, I can't sleep until I feel your touch. I say I'm drowning in the night. Oh, when I'm like this, you're the one I trust.
I'm just walking by to let you know I can never say it on the phone. We'll never let you go. I 1, 2, 3. Bum, bum, ba-da-bum, boom, ba-da-bum, bum, ba-da-bum, boom, ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum, bum, ba-da-bum, bum.
I said, I'm drowning in the night. Oh, when I'm like this, you're the one I trust. Oh, my life is changing every day in every possible way. No, my dreams is never quite as it seems, never quite as it seems. I know I felt like this before, but now I'm feeling it even more, because it came from you. Then I open up and see the person falling here is me, a different way to be. impossible to ignore, impossible to ignore. And they'll come true, impossible not to do, impossible not to do. And now I tell you openly, you have my heart, so don't hurt me. You're what I couldn't find. A totally amazing mind, so understanding and so kind. You're everything to me. Oh, my life is changing every day in every possible way. And all my dreams, it's never quite as it seems. 'Cause you're a dream to me, a dream to me. I'm at a party I don't wanna be at, and I don't ever wear a suit and tie. Wondering if I could sneak out the back. Nobody's even looked at me in my eyes. But then you take my hand, finish my drink, say, shall we dance? Hell yeah. You know I love you, did I ever tell ya? You make it better like that.
Don't think we fit in at this party. Everyone's got so much to say. I always feel like I'm nobody. Who wants to fit in anyway? 'Cause I don't care when I'm with my baby, yeah. All the bad things disappear. 'Cause you're making me feel like maybe I am somebody. I can deal with the bad nights when I'm with my baby, yeah. 'Cause I don't care, long as you just hold me near. You can take me anywhere, and you're making me feel like I'm loved by somebody. I can deal with the bad nights when I'm with my baby, yeah. We're at a party we don't wanna be at. We're trying to talk but we can't hear ourselves. Read your lips, I'd rather kiss them right back. With all these people all around, I'm crippled with anxiety. But I'm told it's where I'm supposed to be. You know what? It's kinda crazy 'cause I really don't mind. You make it better like that. I don't think we fit in at this party. Everyone's got so much to say. When we walked in, I said I'm sorry. But now I think that we should stay.
'Cause I don't care when I'm with my baby, yeah. All the bad things disappear. And you're making me feel like maybe I am somebody. can deal with the bad nights when I'm with my baby, yeah. 'Cause I don't care, long as you just hold me near. You can take me anywhere, and you're making me feel like I'm loved by somebody. I can deal with the bad nights when I'm with my baby, yeah. Ooh, can't anybody see? We've got a war to fight. Never found a way, regardless of what they say. How can it feel this wrong? From this moment, how can it feel this wrong? Storm in the morning light, I feel no more gonna say. Frozen to myself, I got nobody on my side, and surely that ain't right. And surely that ain't right. Ooh, can't anybody see? We've got a war to fight. Never found a way, regardless of what they say. How can it feel this wrong? From this moment, how can it feel this wrong? How can it feel this wrong? From this moment, how can it feel this wrong? From this moment, how can it feel this wrong? From this moment, how can it feel this wrong? Let's set each other's lonely nights, be each other's paradise. Need a picture for my frame, someone to share my ring. Tell me what you wanna drink, I tell you what I got in mind. Oh, I don't know your name, but I feel that's gonna change. You ain't gonna be my lover, for you to call me baby. Never been above keep each other's company. Oh, company. Tell me what you really like. Baby, I can take my time. We don't ever have to fight. Just take it step by step. I can see it in your eyes, 'cause they never tell me lies. I can feel that body shake, the heat between your legs. You've been scared of love and what it did to you. You don't have to run, I know what you've been through. Just a simple touch and it can set you free. We don't have to rush when you're alone with me. I feel it coming, I feel it coming, baby. I feel it coming, I feel it coming, baby. I feel it coming, I feel it coming, baby. I feel it coming, I feel it coming. You are not the single type, so baby, it's the perfect time. I'm just trying to get you high and faded off this love. You don't need a lonely night, baby, I can make it right. You just got to let me try to give you what you want. You've been scared of love and what it did to you. How many I told yous and start overs and shoulders have you cried on before? How many promises, just be honest, girl? How many tears you let hit the floor? How many pack your bags just to take them back? Tell me that. How many either or, but no more? If you let me inside of your world, there'd be one less lonely girl. I saw so many pretty faces. Now all I see is you. I'm coming for you. Don't need these other pretty faces like I need you. And when you're mine in the world, there's gonna be one less lonely girl. One less lonely girl. One less lonely girl. One less lonely girl. There's gonna be one less lonely girl. I'm gonna put you first. I'll show you what you're worth if you let me inside of your world. Christmas wasn't merry, 14th of February. Not one of them was spent with you. How many dinner dates and dinner plates, and he didn't even touch his food. How many torn photographs saw you taping back? Tell me that couldn't see an open door, but no more. If you let me inside of your world, there'll be one less lonely girl. I saw so many pretty faces. Now all I see is you. I'm coming for you. Don't need other pretty faces like I need you. And when you're mine in the world, there's gonna be one less lonely girl. One less lonely girl. One less lonely girl. One less lonely girl. There's gonna be one less lonely girl. I'm gonna put you first. I'll show you what you're worth if you let me inside of your world. There's gonna be one less lonely girl. I can fix up your broken heart. I can give you a brand new start. I can make you believe. I just wanna set one